are sitting here on the West Coast, about to pull out of the 7-Eleven, got some Monsters. About to head back to the house, the apartment here in a bit, but I figured I'd do a short little live and go cruising for a second, because I just had a minute, why not? So I've got the camera mounted up the way it is right now, so I can kind of tap in on the live and see if anybody is peeping in or leaving any comments. I know it's not going to be the best view right now, but that's what I'm working with, and I may try to get a little different perspective if I can, depending on where I can actually see it. Man, so I feel like I'm in a fishbowl, folks. It's weird. So I had my camper shell on the other day, and then I couldn't see out of it because my camper shell has tint and my truck on the rear had tint. And so I was backing up, and man, I couldn't see. It was at night, and I got kind of pissed off, I'm not gonna lie, and I just ripped the tint off the rear of my truck, because I roll with that tint, the kind that's easy to rip off. So like if you're getting pulled over or whatever, if you want, you can like rip it off real fast, you know, snatch it off the window. But so anyways, I did that, and I'm kind of like, fuck, I wish I didn't do it. You know, I wish I'd have been more patient. But you know how that goes. You get kind of frustrated at times in life and do stupid stuff. You know, you live and you learn. I'll learn next time to be more patient when I got that camper shell on in the dark when I'm reversing. Fucking parallel parking sometimes with the full logger, you know, it's dry in the winter. Camper shell on, everything, can't see that well, you know, kind of be a pain in the ass. Definitely feel like I'm fishbowling over here. I wish there wasn't restrictions on the type of tint that you can have on your vehicles, right? Like, I really want to get something real JDM, like I want to get something real bright. I'd like to get like a bright yellow, like a gold or like a green or something like that, you know, something nuts. But I'm just worried that I'm gonna get pulled over left and right with the shit. It's not even gonna be worth it. But man, part of me wants to try it out. Another thing too is like banners. I'm curious. I feel like they're just more lenient up here in the Pacific Northwest with certain modifications. I feel like I could get away with the banner, but then again, I feel like it is an easy way to give them an excuse to try to pull you over if they're a douchebag, right? But, you know, that's scenario based, of course. But like I was saying, I figured, you know, not too many people are going to hop on this live, being the time, you know, and everything, with my channel being small, and, you know, with the title and everything, it's not like a super, like, you know, interesting like topic per se for some folks, but this is just kind of putting me out there, have an opportunity to sit here and chat with anybody. If anyone wanted to leave a comment, I could sit there kind of, you know, kick the can back and forth, talk with you. But, you know, if no one hops on the live, that's all right. Oh, we got one person. All right. Got one person sitting here cruising the drift truck. Oh, hey, that's fine. That is fine. I am not sweating it one bit. We got good connection here. Can't complain about that. Let's see. I'm kind of low on gas though. I do need to go fuel up. Let's see here. Try and maybe if I put the suction cup on the outside of the truck, it'll get more attention. That might be the trick. We're gonna sit here, pull over somewhere. I might readjust the suction mount, possibly get a little more interesting point of view. Once I get a GoPro, it's going to be better as far as, you know, camera placement and stuff like that, because it's going to be a little bit smaller, and I'm also going to have my phone so I can still use GPS and stuff like that when I need to and still film at the same time, right? So that's one little thing I'm coming across that's kind of inconvenient making the videos, because I'm not super familiar with like all these roads and whatnot. But you know, we're working it out, figuring it out. Let's see. I'm trying to think of where I'm even at right now. Okay, this is where that, okay, 7-Eleven's right here. I might pop over to 7. This train tracks will definitely test out this suction mount. We are pulling up to the 7. I'm gonna pop this mount off the window real quick, folks, at the 7, and I just left another one. We're gonna try and get a different POV. I don't know, let me know if you want me to go in the cab, outside the truck. So I do have that sick JDM Euro-style hood scoop out there. It would make kind of an interesting point of view if I was filming. I haven't stuck the suction cup mount outside the truck yet, so this might be a good time to do it. You know, I'm not gonna be on live too long. I figured I'd just sit here, you know, shoot the shit with any folks that just want to talk for a minute or just peep in on the drift truck. I'll get outside the truck for the 2 folks that are watching. I appreciate you. This is the setup. It's 2.2 liter S10, heavily modified. We're running some HP tuners. It is a 2000 5-speed. Got some weight reduction going. Got some drift spares thrown in the back. I just got the camper shell off of it. We got underglow and all that jazz on it. A lot of bolt-ons, mini spool in the rear, full exhaust, fully done performance ignition system, end-to-end. Got some cluster gauge going on here. Going to be boosted in the near future. I'm just naturally aspirated for now. But this is the setup. Got a double din in here. Period correct. It's an old school one. I like that myself. As an HDMI, I think it's kind of cool. I might run them. I have a second, I have 3 PS2s. I might put a PS2 Slim in here for the hell of it, like in the glove box or something, kind of old school mini truck status, you know what I'm saying? But let me know what you folks think. Leave a comment or anything, a like. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see what point of view, I can go maybe on the side of the truck. Here, let's give that a go. Let's give that a go, see what this mount does. So bear with me with when I get it on the side here. We're gonna try right here. I'm gonna wipe it off with the old hoodie, right? And we're going yoink the camera up out of here. We're gonna see what this mount does, folks. So I got this newer 6-inch mount. Let's see. I'm kind of winging it, folks. I don't even know where I want to go. We'll go something like this, right? We'll try this out. I like how this system works with like the vacuum pressure with this little valve thing or whatever you want to call it. It is pretty strong, it seems. As you can tell, my truck's really dirty. It's been a long time, so I don't know if that's gonna give it an issue with the bonding. Here, let's see. Maybe that's a little too round and too dusty. Let's see if that helps. Okay, go like this. We shall see. Sorry for the boring content, folks. I might have to cut the live and redo it if it's not wanting to stick. Give me just a moment. Let me readjust this, folks. All right, we're going to trust her on there. I mean, it says it holds 11 pounds, you know, so I think it's all right. I think I just had it up here a little too high where there's too much curvature, and it was just messing with the suction. It sucked right down on that spot. So we're going to hook her up in here. And this is my iPhone, folks, not a GoPro. So I'm hoping that I don't lose my phone here. but I got a pretty nice mount set up for the phone itself, so I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. So let's see if I can get this point of view here. Let's see, that might be sick. And then if we don't care for that, we will change it up and see what we want to do, because we are all learning here on the filming angles. All right. All right, we got one person here. We're gonna see how this works out. It's the first time going outside the cab, folks. Bear with me with just this little bit of time I got. We're gonna see if we could just get a little bit of clip of the S10 cruising. If not, I'm going to be running back and picking her up with the helm on the... Should we give her a rip? I can't tell if anybody's watching. Do a little quick release. All right, we got 3 people watching. I'll take it. No likes, but that's all right. I can't complain. We are cruising the drift truck, man. That Euro style hood scoop there. I put that on myself. What do you folks think about that? Does it look good or does it look like trash? I'm over here trying to film, and let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna cut this live because I know the content's not going to be the most interesting thing, folks. I'm just trying to test this out with this suction mount while I had a few minutes and try to tap in with some car folks and see what you guys thought. My little brother has an S10 just like yours. It's so sick. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad your brother has one of the best trucks ever made. You know, this is coming from a guy that's had, you know, built, you know, K5 Blazers. I've had old school International, 52 International, and a bunch of builds, man. And I love these S10s. They're good little trucks. They're reliable. Trying to film over here and drive. I'm doing terrible. I need this on the suction mount in the cab. I just wanted to sit here and try to get outside the truck for a minute. All right, someone camping out over here in the old school, huh? I don't even know where I'm at, folks. Should I throw this mount up on the hood? Would you guys want to hear any induction noise, or do you think you want to look inside the cab? Would you rather have a POV inside the cab with me driving, sitting here chatting? Let's see, what is this? Is this a school or something? It's a school or a church. I'll pull in here real quick and try and get this camera mounted up. Let me know what you guys think. If whoever's watching, I got 3 folks watching it. If y'all are listening to me, let me know what you guys think. I'll take one of your opinions on where you want me to mount this camera. We'll go outside the truck. Can also change this bad boy up if we want some different color. Let's see. I normally run the green. I like the green. We'll go that. Purple is my favorite color, but since the truck's green. Let's see. You know what, folks? Here, we'll kick on this light. I gotta say, these lights, man, on Amazon, where it has like the button where you can change it any color, really sick. I love them. I've got some underglow too. I don't remember if I have it hooked up right now with ripping the carpet out. I think half of it is, maybe under the dash, but not the carpet. But I do have the underglow on the truck itself, which I'm about to get hooked up for you folks real quick. Get that going. All right. Let's see. Let's hop out the truck. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. This is the outside of the truck. This is the S10. Hopefully I can get this film quality to be halfway decent. I am filming on my phone, just like an iPhone 13 or 14. I really don't remember. You know how that is at night, folks, with it being a little cold. This is a $25 Amazon underglow kit I got. Claims to be fully water resistant, which it is. I'm in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon, have no issues with it. This is the truck, man. This is the truck. Let me know what you folks think. Do you like S10s? Are they trash? I got my drift spares in the back. They are some Aero Steelies. That's what I had on here. And man, I had my spare tire and jack and all that out of my truck, right? And I was cruising to work one day. I had it out because I wanted some weight reduction. I had the bed off, or the tailgate, I mean. And so I was just skidding around a lot. And then I had a blowout on the front. I wasn't paying attention because I'm heavily cambered. And bro, so I had to ride it out on the rim because my old lady was on a cruise with her family over in Mexico. And I'm in a newer area. I had no buddies that could help me out, no family, right? So I had to ride it out on a rim. And let me tell you, bro, I rode it on the side of the road for like 15 miles on one of those fuckers. It took me like 4 hours to get home. I didn't even go to work that day. I was like 2 minutes from work, and I was like, oh, this is going to take me all day to limp it home. I got to fix that. It keeps coming loose. You know how that is. But let me know what you folks think. Looks good, brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Jacob. Appreciate it. This is a 2000. I am running HP tuners on here. I'm learning. But this is the setup. If you guys want, leave me a couple likes. Got 2 likes. If we can get up to like, just give me 5 likes. I'll pop the hood on this sucker if you want. This is my setup. Real basic. Gutted carpet for now because I had some rust in the floor and the carpet was trashed. It's a base model, so we got no AC, 5-speed. You know, we got the fire bottle in there, of course. For anybody doing any modification, I don't care if it's a 4-wheel drive, what it is, your first modification, no matter what, even if it's a stock vehicle, is a automotive fire extinguisher. I don't care what anybody says. Spend that $20 and just mount it up in your cab where you can get it. Don't put it behind your fucking seat. Don't put it somewhere where you can't grab it in a rush, because, you know, what's the point of that shit? You're not going to grab it. Anyways, this is the build. This is my second 2.2 S10. This ain't my first rodeo, but the first one I had was a automatic. It was like a 97, but I wasn't doing HP tuners or anything like that. And this one, I have a stage 2 clutch in it, lightweight flywheel, so it rips, man. Full bolt-ons. What is up, everyone? I appreciate it. I got 7 people watching. Let's see, I'll flip it back around. Got my little pod cluster set up. I am going to be boosted eventually, so that's why I have this set up. My truck didn't come with the factory tack in there, and I could have swapped out the cluster, but I didn't want to deal with the mileage, like the odometer being off and all that crap, and ripping my dash out doing that. And plus, junkyards aren't cheap anymore. So I figured this would be a clean setup. I'm going to get all matching glow shift gauges. I'll have my wideband and my boost, of course, up here. So, but hell, fuck it. I don't even need to have 5 likes. Fuck that. I'll pop the hood for you folks if anyone's interested. Let's see. I don't even know if I can put, I'm not sure if I could put a light on my phone. Here, let me pop my phone off this mount real quick, folks. Might make it a little easier. It's kind of awkward holding this damn suction mount on here, trying to film. All right. So I don't know if I can put a light on here while I'm filming. I'm not sure how that would work. Kind of newer to the lives. Yeah, it's a little dark. Let me see. Is this a light? It says lighting on. I'm trying to figure this out. Orientation's locked. Rotate. Why is this lighting not working? And anyone in the chat, let me know. Okay, here we go. All right. This is it, folks. This is it. So, this is the 2.2 liter, heavily modified. I don't even know where to start, folks. I got all kinds of crap done to it. But anyone that likes them S10s, you know, you got to get rid of that mechanical fan. That adds some horsepower there. Let me know what you guys think on what I'm putting out on horsepower. I'd like to see your guys' guesses. I haven't dynoed it, but I do have a pretty good rough estimate with my butt dyno. I've been in a lot of high horsepower rigs, a lot of slow ones, and in between. I appreciate Jacob's comment, man. That keeps me going. This is the setup. We got the cold air intake coupled up with a 62, or no, not a 62. What's the throttle body size? It is a 56. So originally it's a 52 mil. I went to a 56 off of a Buick Skylarker 2.3. That's a new old stock I threw on there. Had to do some modifications to get it jive up properly, but that opens it up quite a bit. We have NGK iridiums for the spark plugs, coupled up with some 10 millimeter wires here, made in USA, high performance. Those were like 140 bucks, folks. Those were not cheap, just for 4 of them. 4, bro, they're taxing. Screaming Demon coils. Yeah, she's a fun one to rip around, guys. Let me know what you think about the underglow. Is it corny or is it fun? I know that I have mixed opinion with underglow. I think it's really cool, but it can look corny, right? But I think it's a lot of fun. These are my wheels. There's some old school wheels I got on Marketplace. They're real dirty. I've been slacking, guys. I know. I need to polish those up. I'll do a video. Those are the Aero Steelies I had on there. I cooked one of them. They're custom order. They take like 2 months to get for that gold. Unless things have changed. At that point in time, like a year ago, they took like 2 months or so to get. But I need to get another. I do like running those on the truck. But I was trying to go for 14s to save some money on tires, right? Because when you burn rubber a lot on these drift trucks, tires is a big deal, how much you're spending, and 14s are a lot cheaper than 15s on the wide tires. Plus, everywhere bitches about stretching them on those wheels. Hell no, man, keep it the glow green. It's my favorite color. Okay, all right, I'll keep the underglow green. I have the setup to change it whatever color, but I made sure I did it classy, folks, so you can't see any of the lights, right? So you can't see any of the LEDs. You only see, the ambient light coming off of it. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, for $25 on Amazon, guys, it's really not too bad. Got some JDM lug nuts here. Those were to complement my gold wheels. And the reason why I went the gold theme, folks, was because originally, we got the gold Chevrolet on the back, which I am going to keep. I do need to paint match the roll pan. I'm going to paint match my hood vent that I put on there, my Icon Motorsports JDM Eurostyle hood vent. That's going to be paint matched. these lightweight custom crystal eye mirrors. These are sick. They're lightweight, more aerodynamic, and I'll make a video about that. It's a big deal, folks. For anyone who has S10 with the goofy mirrors, I'll do a video. You'll like that. I need to paint match those. I already paint matched the front bumper and the grill, but I kind of rushed it. I had a lot of shit going on. I was doing all kinds of modifications then, so kind of got distracted, didn't do the best job, but it's held up all right. You know, and this is a budget build, folks. Like, I'm not sitting here going for anything too crazy, not going for perfect, because I don't mind some dings and dents, because then you can actually fucking slide them and have some fun, right? Any real drifter knows, like, unless you got buku money or daddy's money or something, everyone knows, like, it's okay to have some dents on your rig. You know, you don't have to have a show car to be out here having fun. Let me get this lighting off. All right. But let me know, is she tough? So got a Borla Pro XS muffler on here. And I cut that exhaust to a teardrop. Here, I'll throw this lighting on for you folks. Oh, it smells nice and good. This truck runs so good, folks, with the maintenance I do to it. So I got this truck at 89,000 miles. I got it for 2,500 bucks, telling myself that I was gonna keep it stock, you know, for my daily, because I modified the shit out of my last one, and I kept it stock for about a year, okay? About a year, and that's impressive, folks. It had a cold air intake, a janky one. I took it off, and I started, like, doing under the hood. I bought, like, factory shit to make it all, and then one day I got the urge, like, okay, life's too short. I'm going back to having a drift truck. Like, I got a regular cab short bed for a reason with a 5-speed. I'm not screwing around. And I've got some TRS racing harnesses, some 6-points, that I'm going to put a harness bar behind the factory seat and do a video on that, folks. So stay tuned, subscribe, you know, for more content. It's gonna look pretty sick. I think it's gonna work out good for a budget build setup, because we want to stay glued into those seats, but for a cheaper price. Let's see, you should mod on some mirrors from a Grand Prix GTP like the 2001-ish would give a sick flow down the side. Yeah, so I thought about doing some mirrors like that. There is some where they have, like, the gap in here. They have, like, the aerodynamic hole where it kind of flows and opens up here. I forget what other cars have them. They look sick. But so this had, you know, the big goofy mirrors that go on, like, the 4x4 Blazers and stuff, the big flat ones that, like, if you hit it on something, it moves. And that's the only downside to these, is they won't move if you hit it on something either way. So if you do, you're fucked. And I got to figure out the fitment issue here. They fit nice and tight, but I think there was a miscalculation. I think that's why there's such a low production of these, because they got that off. So I think I might have to go in there and shave it down. I don't know. I really don't care too much about it. But the other mirrors weigh like over a pound more than these each. And, you know, every pound counts on these trucks. You want to, you know, the weight reduction. And the main thing, they look good, right? And then the sound. So the biggest thing I got to say about having these aftermarket mirrors is the sound that you don't have from them whipping through the wind on the highway. See how low profile they are compared to regular S10 mirror? The other ones grab the shit out of the wind. It's just annoying, right? You have the window down or even just cracked a little bit, and it's obnoxious. So I recommend getting some aftermarket mirrors like that, folks. But this is the Euro-style hood vent. There's some cracking in some spots and I was worried about that happening like that because these rivets that I had on hand, I had a whole bunch of them, but I was worried that they were just a little short, right? And I just kind of sent it and just went with the flow. And it's holding up pretty good, but in the spots here where it's like a little bit thinner on the build, it kind of cracks. So, you know, that's just part of it. It's just a budget build. I'm not stressing too much. I did take the overflow tank out of here. I don't need that shit on this 4-cylinder. It cleans up the engine bay. Lets that heavy ass box sit down a little lower center of gravity. You know, let's see, what else am I missing here, folks? I mean, this thing's I've got the rear sway bar on. So I went to a junkyard, pulled off a rear sway bar off of an old badass S10 that was just beat to hell. And then I did pull a 33 millimeter, the heavy duty sway bar off the front of a 2-wheel drive Blazer to stiffen it up. I only have energy suspension end links that are polyurethane. I still have to get the inner bushings and stuff like that for the sway bars, all polyurethane. But I'm hoping when I grow this channel here before too long, I can maybe get a sponsored video and in return do a little bit of advertisement for like energy suspension or something like that. and get some polyurethane bushings in there. Let's see, do I have any? No new comments. Hey, I got 3 likes, 11 watchers. This is the setup, folks. Like I said earlier, first modification, you know, is that fire extinguisher. I don't care what you're building. I don't care if it's a stock rig. Make sure you get you a fire extinguisher. That's no joke. I think lastly, we want to hear the sounds like ripping, LOL. Well, let me see. So I do have a little header leak, right? I will do a little bit of a ripping. I was making some videos not on live. Let's see. Hang on, how many folks are around here? I am in an area I don't know about. Too loud in this spot sitting still. But when I hook up the suction, I will give it some rips for sure, folks. Definitely will. I'm not scared to hold her on the red line. I do need to drop the red line down though. I was doing a live last night and I got distracted just talking with the chat and talking to myself. I need to lower the factory rev limiter down because I have it set at the factory at, it's like 5940. And I think comfortably, I'm not making power above that. I think I'm just gonna get more valve float than anything. So I'm gonna drop her down to like 5,500 or so it's a little more safe, because I'm telling you what, folks, I've had this for 2 years and I redline it every single day. No issues, but I do my maintenance. You know, I do my oil changes normally at 3,500 miles, 4,000 miles, but that's just me. And, you know, a lot of the folks that have experiences with the bad experiences with these have got a secondhand piece of shit that was just neglected for over a decade, you know. I agree on the fire extinguisher. I got one in my car as well. Yes, definitely the first mod to do, no doubt in my mind. That's something a lot of folks, you know, look over unless they like professionally, you know, actually get out there and compete. This floor is looking rough, folks. Luckily, rust isn't like real, like it's not like holes in the floor, nothing like that. I don't have to do any welding. I just got to do some wire brushing, but you know how that goes. It just fucking kicks up so much dust. It's like, I don't even want to fuck with it, but I need to. I'm going to strip the door panels off and get the door bars out to do some more weight reduction and do like carbon fiber door cards. That's in the future. But for now, I do like my extra cup holders, but it is, you know, S10 certified. But sadly, that happened not too long ago. Let's see, get the old monster out. Let me know what you folks think. Y'all running some double dins in your S10s? This one, I don't even remember what this one is. I don't even remember what brand this is. Does it even say? It's like I don't remember if it's like a Panasonic. No, is it a Pioneer? Fuck, I can't even remember. It might be, I think it's an old Pioneer, I'm pretty sure. Got the old tripod I got on Marketplace for 10 bucks right there. Definitely gonna get some more shots. All right, let's see. Should I change the color up of the underglow? Let's see. I don't know how long I'm gonna mob at this spot. I don't know if anyone's gonna be annoying. My truck's not too loud sitting here idling, so I really don't think anyone's gonna like call me in and complain or anything like that. Gotta love the look of an S10 with the roll pin or no bumper. I like the look with no bumper too. It's not sitting flush. See, I'm loose down here, folks, because I was sliding it on an on-ramp. It was a long on-ramp. I mean, I'm talking over 100 feet. And I had this thing just ripping sideways, second gear, just redlining it, right? And I was getting all the way around to the end. And then I gave it a little too much angle, cooked it sideways, and I had to back up and get out of it. And I accidentally bumped over the curb. And I had one of these super wides up on here, right, a 15 by 10 up under there, so it's sitting low, right? Bro, I hit that curb and it fucking ripped the cable off the back and it dropped the tire, right? But that steely's so wide, it got stuck under the roll pan. And I was dragging that shit on the highway for like fucking a mile, doing like 60 miles an hour. I thought it was my exhaust tip and I was just waiting for it to fly off, right? But it wasn't fucking stopping grinding, so I stopped and it was my rim. Dude, I ended up having to fucking hop out, get my little scissor jack out, jack up the back of the truck at the leaf just to get the wheel out. I'm so glad nobody was behind me. And I'm glad nobody got a wheel, hit in the front of their car or something, had to deal with that bullshit. S10 certified, haha, love it. Make a sticker and I'll buy one for my dad. He has a 4-door. Okay, I will. I am new to doing this with the lives and everything. I'm definitely gonna figure out how to do the sticker stuff. I appreciate that. I definitely will do that. Definitely will. But this S10, so it had some smoked taillights on it. I took those off. It had the ones where it like has a little bulge on the side, you know what I'm saying? It's not like the sleek look. I took those off, got some like OEM remakes on eBay for like 40 bucks. I'm pretty big about trying to get, you know, the cheapest shit on eBay I can within reason, depending on what it is. Same with the front. It had some crappy old smoked headlights and blinkers in it that were faded. So I went with like an OEM look. I did keep the amber bulbs in the corners here. That's why it looks like that. It's just a little bit different. But I'm kind of just debating if I'm going to do a headlight swap, if I want to do a grill swap, bumper swap. I'm definitely going to change the valence, the air dam on the bottom, and do a different setup there. But it's going to be probably after I turbo it, because there's going to be an intercooler there. So it's going to be like custom cut, fabricated, and it has to work. Sorry, it's a special edition anyways. They don't make them anymore. It's the Paul. We still here? Okay, we're still here then. All right, cool. So I just figured out I can swipe it over real quick, do a quick text. I'm always just texting me and stuff. Supposed to meet up and bring her one of them monsters I got, but hey, we're sitting here and we're sitting here with the live. I had to bring the truck out to some of you folks so you could see. It's definitely in the works. I only have 4-inch lowering leafs on the, or 4-inch back. I got to do the 3-inch leafs, so it'll be a 7 in total. So I definitely got enough room to tuck her down. Let's do a tire check real quick, folks, because I was bitching about my tires, and we're gonna see the back. This side's doing good. Let's check this side, and we are fully locked with the mini spool. These are Amazon specials, folks. These are some cheap tires. Sadly they're going up in price, but as of now, we're, you know, it's still fairly a budget-friendly tire. But I'm gonna honestly say they're starting to get about the price of Walmart's tires. So these ones, so it doesn't look too bad, right? But the thing I'm worried about is the wires, right? Let's check the driver's side. So the camber's pretty heavy. It's hard to tell. It doesn't look like a lot, guys, but it really is. I mean, we're sitting around 10 degrees. I got to get my digital line angle finder out on a level surface and actually check it. But she's tilted. I don't know how much glare it's gonna get, but she's pretty low, guys. I mean, the exhaust, like the control arms in the exhaust, is like literally probably 2 inches off the ground. I'm gonna put a little side view, folks. I don't know how that's gonna work, if it's gonna pick up, but she's pretty low. Gonna have to do a ABS delete. I have the fuse pulled out, so it's not, you know, in use in the system. It just bypasses it, because the ABS systems suck on any of these S10s, second gens. I don't care what anybody says. If it's a Blazer, 4.3, 2.2, any of that, they suck ass. I've never driven one brand new or with the whole ABS end to end, like everything brand new, but I heard they're even trash back when they were new. That's what I've heard from some old school guys that I've talked to back in the day. But we're still going with the factory intake, the manifold right here, because I don't want too much heat soak or anything like that. I think that, and the weight reduction, right? So I think that the pros outweigh the cons as far with the plastic. I like old school metal stuff, aluminum. One day I might do a fancy one or custom one. If I get a TIG welder, because I do welding, I might fab one up on that. So that'd be kind of a cool video. But this is all just budget setup stuff, guys. This is no, this isn't no daddy's money. This isn't like just, you know, calling it a budget build and I have 10 grand in the damn thing. It's not one of those cases. These are the old school wheels I got. I know I briefly talked about them earlier, folks. This side, they're not cleaned up very well at all. Actually, this side, I think this one I lightly sanded and one of them I didn't. The center caps were all rusty. They had steel center caps. I pulled them off, but so they have, you could catch it with your fingernail, the machining marks from the back in the day, you know, because these were, I think these are mid 80s, late 70s, mid 80s, something like that. So, you know, it's not going to be up to par with the quality of how slick they are. And apparently, from what I know, this is what my dad said, is Appliance was kind of like a more budget friendly aftermarket wheel company from what he knows anyways, when he was into hot rods, and he still is, but you get what I'm saying. But I don't know, and I love them. They look like almost BBSs. I want to get center caps that say BBS or something like that. It is a 2000. Yes, Brian, it is a 2000. So I am tuning with HP Tuners since it's a 2000. Anything 97 and up, pretty much with these you could tune. So got the old sticker. So I have my OBD2 port set up right here. I need to get that in a different location, right? Because it was like way up under here. Don't mind all this shit hanging down. I need to move this because sometimes when I go to hit my parking brake, I'll accidentally tap it, and I don't want to cake it full of mud. Even though only some of these ports are actually like live with wires, I don't want to cake that with shit, right? Snow packed in there and fucking short anything out. So, but yeah, this is the setup, folks. I love my regular cabs. I do like the extended cabs, don't get me wrong, but there's just something about the regular cab short beds that just hit different for me, folks. We're fish bowling over here, like I said earlier. I think I said it on the live, I'm pretty sure. I had my camper shell on the other day, which is tinted as well. It was at nighttime. I was backing up the locker, and you know how it sits there and bucks and fights you, and I couldn't see out the back. I got pissed off, so I ripped the tint off, and we're kind of fish bowling. I regret it, but we'll get some more tint back on there soon. I want to get something gnarly, some cool colors, but I don't know if I'm going to go with that because I just don't want to get pulled over a bunch for no fucking reason, you know. But here soon, I'll probably end up doing some banners and some cool, you know, little touch-up work, little detail work. But this is the setup, guys. So 3-door, not a 4-door. What year is it? Let's see. S10 certified house. 4-door. Curious what Brian O'Donnell's saying. So 3-door, not a 4-door. Are you referring to the other guy's comment that mentioned about his dad's 4-door? Are you referring to Jacob's comment? Or what are you referring to as far as 4-door? Because they did make 4-door S10s, if that's what you're saying that they didn't. Or no fuzzy dice. No, I am actually... that is a pet peeve of mine. I do not like shit hanging from my rear view mirror on the window. I don't like that. That's just a thing of mine. A short period of time, I've done like the Christmas tree, you know, ordeal for the air freshener, but I don't like the shit in my view. I feel like it's semi-dangerous sometimes in a very, very like rare scenario. And I just don't like it swinging in my face because I drive crazy a lot. Hate fish bowling. I do too, man. It feels weird. It feels like back before I modified this thing, you know. Luckily the side has some tints, but the tint is shitty on the side. I still have to rip it off. It is illegal technically. What is illegal technically? Curious what you're referring to. Are you referring to colored tint being illegal technically, or what? See how much I got. 10% on my phone here, folks. Check these texts real quick. Hanging stuff off the mirror. Oh, okay. See, that's something I never even thought of. And I think that is honestly a pretty respectable law. I am a car guy and I like, you know, I'm against a lot of the bullshit laws, but I really feel like, yes, it is a 5-speed. Yes, sir. I definitely think that, you know, it does impair your vision a little bit to a degree. But with that being said, right, there's the old 5 slappy in there. But with that being said, folks, like, I feel like it's not much different than like a blower sticking out of your hood, getting in your view, right? So it's kind of debatable on, you know, on if that's actually a realistic law to have. I'm sure it's only in some states. But yeah, I definitely agree with you there. They made a Chevy S15 out of Chevy S10 with 4-door. You may be correct. I'm not quite sure on the terminology with the 4-door model trim. It may be considered 15. I thought maybe I'm mistaken. I thought the S15 for some reason was like the GMC, like a Sonoma throw off, like a certain model version. But you're probably right. You're probably right. I'm sure my terminology is wrong with that. I bet the S15 is the 4-door. I almost bought a 4-door one time, a dark blue one, right? A metallic blue at a car lot. I pull up to a car lot and it was pretty clean. It wasn't super nice, right? But it had like 200 something thousand, like 250,000. The motherfucker wanted like $8,000 for it, bro. I laughed in the face and I just had to walk off. Like $8,000, bro. I know the 4-doors are rare, but $8,000 for for an S10 with over 250K, they're smoked. Yes, they called the Sonoma. Yeah, I know the GMC called theirs the Sonoma, but when he was referring to the S15, I thought the S15 was like the Sonoma, or maybe like the first gen Sonoma. But maybe I'm just so mistaken, because I don't know. I've only had S10 versions. I've never had the Noma, so I don't know the terminology on them with all the trim models and stuff like that. Usually a $25 ticket if you're in a mood. 20 tickets, not too bad. I'd take that any day, having shit hanging like that. But hey, if you can avoid getting pulled over altogether, I think that's the move. It's the same thing, LOL. Yeah, it's the same thing for the most part, right? It's pretty much the same thing. You know, there's some differences. Yeah, the drivetrain, everything, but there is some like trim differences, just like the Isuzu version, because they made the 2.2. The Isuzu is just like an S10, but they had a way different like steering wheel setup, the front end, all that. You know, the bumpers is a lot different, but they are very, very similar. I agree. A little view of that hood scoop action out there. Wanted something different, you know. I like the cowl hoods on these guys, but everybody fucking does them, and I like JDM stuff. This is a drift truck, so I figured that. How much horsepower is it pushing? Realistically, I'm probably pushing all about 140 to the wheels, but you know, if you drove a stock S10, that's actually pretty impressive with the 2.2. You know, doing HP tuners, stage 2 clutch, lightweight flywheel, and all the bolt-ons. I am not doing any built internals. It's just stock internals for now. Isuzu made by Ford, Mazda, and Toyota back in the 90s. It's all the same. Yeah, I know a lot's the same. Just like, you know, a lot of just like differentials and transfer cases, you know, from like Dana and stuff like that. A lot of them are, you know, the same that were thrown in a lot of vehicles. A lot of people don't know that, like MP transfer cases and stuff like that, you know, a lot of them are like from a company that's sold to these companies, and then they throw them in the vehicle. So a lot of, you know, like a Dodge Dakota has the same transmission as this S10, right? It's like an NV 1500 or some shit like that. Yeah, that is a common thing. S10 gang, that's what's up. Yep, that's right, Carlos. Keeping it alive and well out here. The mini truck culture never going to die out. I don't care what nobody says, you know, get a real truck, this, that, the other. As far as I'm concerned, this truck's a full frame and it pulls over 5,000 pounds. This is a real truck. You know what I'm saying? Not that anyone's saying that in this chat, but I have folks, you know, saying that all the time, like, oh, you know, it's not a real truck, get a real truck. These are real truck, and you're really living life, not having to pay a bunch of bills. And folks will sit here and talk trash about maintenance, this, that, the other. You know, I beat this thing. I've used this thing daily for like 2 years, and I've never had a single issue with maintenance. Never had a single issue with maintenance. My shit got like 230,000. Haha, that's hilarious. That's awesome. I like it. 230,000, that's not bad. You have plenty of life to go. You're only like halfway there. Mine has got comfortably 121, and that's kind of lying to you. It's probably around 110. This thing doesn't measure correctly because I have smaller wheels. So you know how that goes. It affects your RPMs on the highway and affects how it counts the mileage. But I know this one's going to last me forever. I'm going to keep this fucking truck for sure. I regret getting rid of my last one, man. Really regret it. All right, I'm going to pull this underglow off, turn that off. It's toasty in this cab, folks. Let's see. I got the girlfriend over here wondering what I'm doing. I'm on the live. Hey, I got 5 likes finally. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let me know in the chat, folks. Any of the 10 folks that are watching, are you doing HP tuners on your S10? Are you doing HP tuners or any type of tuning in that sense with the OBD2 port with your vehicle? Let me know. Is that something that you're interested in doing, learning about, or could you care less? Yeah, yes, I have a 91 Ford Ranger, has an Isuzu motor, but it runs like a dime. That's what's up. Them old Ford Rangers never quit. I never had a Ford Ranger myself, but they are just like these S10s. You cannot complain about them, man. They are just good, solid rigs. I don't care if it's the square body or the generation after it. Those Rangers are badass, man. They look really good, too, and they're modified. I don't care if it's lowered, lifted, set up as a pre-runner, crawler. They just look good. And that's coming from a guy that doesn't care for Fords too much, right? I'm a GM guy mostly, but I am a true car enthusiast, so I like any type of vehicle. And yeah, props to the Rangers, man. These mini trucks have a place, and I really wish that, you know, they would make mini trucks again, actual mini trucks. I'm not talking about no damn Colorado or a Honda Ridgeline or none of that shit. Like an actual genuine mini truck that's just almost the size of a car. Like, my S10 is literally smaller than my girl's Malibu, bro. My girl has a boosted Malibu 4-door. It's like a 2022, and it's bigger than my truck pretty much. It's crazy. But we out here just in a parking lot. Just chilling, sitting here trying to get some more subscribers, folks. I'm going to be bringing more content. I don't have a garage at this new apartment, sadly. I did at my last place. But I'm going to be out in the parking lots doing content. I don't care what time of day. I'm going to be bringing content to you guys that are interested in the S10s, drift builds, the oddball builds, something different, something clean. You know, maybe something not clean in your opinion. But it's all out here just having some fun and just shooting the shit with the crowd, because I like talking with folks and just kind of interacting, you know. I think it's good that the car community sits here and chats with each other. You know, with how it is nowadays, a lot of people don't like to communicate in person with social media. So, you know, if this is the way we have to reach out to each other, then so be it. You know, we got to make the best of it. It'll seawall everything but a tree. That's funny. Should I throw the camera up on the mount and go for a cruise? Oh, my phone's on 5%. We got to get her charged up, guys. Got to get her charged up. Let's see. Get the old charger out. I'm debating if I want to run carpet in here, guys, or if I want to do no carb for the weight reduction. Part of me is like, I'm just back and forth on it, you know. This was a base model, so it came with the rubber carpet, right, like a work truck. And I was thinking about putting that back in here, but it's just not as cozy, but it's more practical. And I like being practical, you know, being a truck still. I still like to use this thing for being a truck. And so, I don't know, I have a hard time spending money, you know, getting carpet when I can put that money towards, you know, modifications for fun. Definitely have a hard time spending money on comfortability. I do have a Chevy Malibu 23 RS as my daily. Oh, sick. My girl's isn't an RS. I don't remember what model it is. It's like I can't remember what they are. It's like LS or LT or something like that. You know how it is with Chevy. But it's a 4-cylinder, little turbo. It's not super quick, but it's quick enough, but it's good on gas. I mean, it gets like almost 40 miles a gallon, so can't complain. Real comfortable rig too. I mean, it's like a Cadillac, man. You compare that to like a Camry or something. I understand, you know, like economy car, like it's a little different. It's a heavier car, but they just ride so much smoother. What is up, everyone? We got 18 people watching. That's what's up. Let me know if y'all want me to pop the hood again. Shit, we can go cruising. I can put the mount up. I can possibly hook the mount up on the windshield, I could do it on the back glass. I'm trying to figure out what point of views look the best and look the most natural, because I'm not running a GoPro or anything like that yet, sadly. So once I get that, I'll get a little bit better angles, because the camera itself is smaller, has a wider lens. It kind of like the view is further back, so it gets a wider view, right? Wider perspective. Wait till you get older. It's all about comfort. Enjoy your youth. LOL. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm turning 29 in a few days, and I'm feeling it. Doing trade work. Starting out electrical construction, doing welding for years. Trade work, doing marine trade work, right? Like welding inside a Navy aircraft carriers, crawling in them tanks. My body's kind of beat up. I feel you on the whole comfort thing for sure. I definitely need to get better about that. And speaking of comfort, like I'm riding on clapped out shocks in this truck. All the struts are blown. I need to actually take it serious and buy some Bilsteins or something and get this thing riding right. But you're right. Speaking of comfort, I'm over here in my Unk shoes. You want me to, here, look at this. Look at this, folks. Your boy over here in the Rebuild Your Motor 5000s, right? I only would wear Vans and skate shoes, but my old lady's converted me. She got me hitting the retro stuff. She's like, that retro vibe's cute, and hey, it's comfy. I get why all the old heads are rocking the New Balances. You know what I'm saying? The old Velcro strap-ons. I shouldn't say strap-ons. I should say strap-ups, right? Let's see. Do the E-fans make any difference from the stock one? Also, where did you get the E-fans from? Yes, it does make a big difference. I'm going to be real with you. It gives you at least 2 horsepower, and that is not blowing smoke up your ass. Definitely 2 horsepower for sure. I think that it could definitely net you 3 horsepower coupled up with some other modifications. I got mine from Facebook Marketplace. Mine's a Flexolite, so it's made in USA. It's a name brand. I got it brand new. It was like a new old stock from an old gentleman. He had it for years sitting in a garage, never used it. And I got it for like 60, 80 bucks. They go for about 160, 180 because you want a quality one that pulls the right amount of CFMs. Mine pulls around 1,000. I can't remember if it's like 900, 1,200, but it's somewhere in there. You want to make sure you have enough, but you don't need too much for a 4-cylinder. But you want to make sure you get quality. I can't really speak on the cheap knockoff ones that you get on Amazon, the unbranded ones and shit like that. I wouldn't recommend those for your vehicle, just in case of reliability issues, if it's your daily. But I have no issues with mine. I love it. Lots of power a fair amount of power from one modification that's simple to do, right? And it sounds good. It gets rid of that work truck sound, because the fan roars and it sounds like a damn work truck, and it's annoying, right? You don't have that. This fan, the only time you hear it is when the truck is off and you just have the key on, right before you start it. Or right when you're turning it off, you hear the fan, winging down, like, coming down. Let's see, okay, same comment. But yeah, man, it's definitely worth doing. I would say if you can get your hands on a fan, anything under $200, it's worth doing, right? I wouldn't get anything crazy, but definitely hit up Marketplace. And there is, people that have on forums that say you can get like the double fan setup from such and such car, this and that. But I have a hard time going to junkyards nowadays, especially in the Pacific Northwest, because they're expensive as fuck, right? So you get a used part, you got to put the time to go find it, you got to have the time to pull it, then you got to clean it up, and you have to pay for it and install it. It's so unrealistic getting parts at some junkyards, especially pick and pull. I'm gonna shout them out in a bad way. Fuck pick and pull. Bro, I got 2 sway bars. They charged me $100 after I pulled them off, dude. $100 for 2 used sway bars. Taxing with blown out bushings, bro. Crazy. Yeah, dual exhaust, 160 horsepower. I have a 2-stage turbo and a stage 2 tuned stock engine. It's not gonna hurt my warranty. Nice. What is that setup on? I'm curious, Brian Odell. What is your stage 2 turbo and tune on? Very curious. Automatic or manual? Are you running like a stage 2 clutch or anything? I got a stage 2 clutch lightweight flywheel in my setup. Helps a lot with clutch kicking, getting it sideways with the low power. Let's see, I might throw this up on a mount, get cruising. I do need to get going and drop off some stuff to my old lady. She does night shift and she is out right now, so I need to bring some stuff, so I might do that here in a minute. Not quite sure how long I'm gonna have the live going for. If we get some people interested, some more comments, we could do a little cruising, pop the hood, whatever. You know, not too much interaction after that. I might just, you know, cut it short. But very curious to see what you guys are working on, if any of you have a S10. But we can get this mount going. So this is the mount I got. It's by Newer. I like this thing. It's pretty cool. Kind of figuring out, you know, how to use it with all these angles, but because, you know, it's like a learning curve for sure. Like anything you're doing, you're not gonna be good at it right when you're starting. So trying to find like attractive point of view angles when you're driving, it's a little bit awkward and difficult. You know, like your head's in the way, you're trying to see the gauges, you're trying to see where you're driving, all that, right? Or if you want to like see the camera itself, kind of a little different, you know, learning curve, but it's kind of cool. And I'm cooking in here. I was wondering why had this heat all the way up. These regular cab S10s, they will cook you alive, bro. Talk about an oven. I was thinking of I'm curious. I gotta check how the footage went earlier. Once the live's over, see what the POV looked like with the front, with the steering, you know, with the wheel turning. Hopefully it looked like somewhat cool a little bit. Thinking about putting the suction mount on the side of the truck, like on the bed or something like that. Maybe up on the hood. What do you guys think? I was thinking maybe, let me get this lighting on here. Where's the, hold on, what's going on here? Why is it not letting me, it's not letting me do the lighting here. Maybe I gotta flip it. There we go, I had to flip it, folks, that's why. Thinking about maybe putting the mount here or something, so I can see it through the windshield still, kind of get some induction noise from that cold air intake maybe. I was thinking that'd be kind of a cool point of view. You guys leave me a comment what you think would look sick. You know, I'm thinking mounting there. I could obviously like mount it up here, you know. I thought this kind of point of view would be pretty sick. You know, maybe back here. Let me know what you think. I can also get some shots kind of back here like that. But just gonna kind of play it by ear and do my own thing, of course, what I think looks best. But I kind of want your guys' opinion when I'm doing some videos in the future to know what the viewers want to see. Look at that angle, folks. Yes, sir. Can't complain about those two right there. Gotta finish doing the holes on the bed. So the camper shell this thing had on it, right? It ruined the top of the bed. They had a bunch of holes drilled in it. They have some like down in there as well, but I patched these up and haven't got around since I don't have a garage now. I just haven't even finished doing the welding and shit on the other side, but it looks kind of trashy for now, but it's at least covered up. It's not going to rust. Those were all pretty decent holes, and this was the main spot. I ran out of welding wire and I was moving like a week later, and I just said, fuck it. I need to get around to patching the panels in that I cut out, and then, you know, sit here and Bondo it, you know, do body fill. I have the body fill and everything to do it. Just haven't got around to it yet. But I'm not too much of a perfectionist. I'll definitely get it pretty close. You won't really be able to tell too much, but it's just a drift truck, so I'm not stressing it too bad. This was an old pilot truck, man. It had 89,000 miles. It followed behind oversized loads, 18-wheelers on the highway back in the day. And I snagged it up for $2,500 for a daily. Wasn't going to modify it, and here we are. Pretty heavily modified. Let me know what you think. I'm static, and I plan to stay static forever. I don't think I'm ever going to do coilovers. I don't think I'm ever going to do bags. I think I'm just going to do budget build and just stick with that, because that's what I like. That's my style. Let's see if I got any other comments. Get warmed up. It's cold. Might start cruising in a second. Definitely boost that. Definitely going to boost it for sure. That's the plan. It's it all boils down to money. And the biggest thing that I had to get out of the way was getting HP tuners, because I wasn't going to sit here and boost it, you know, and not run HP tuners and risk blowing my shit up, right? So I got that out of the way. It's $400, an extra 100 for 2 credits. And, you know, I'm tuning, so I'm all good and set up to boost it now. You know, I've got all most of the mods that I want for now before boosting. So, I mean, I'm happy, and I'm at that point very soon. I just got to buy the shit. Let's see. Yeah. I tinted all my windows to 5%. Damn, 5% tint on the whip. 5% tint on the whip. Oh, man, that's sick. I think, I can't even remember. I think I was running 20 on mine. I don't go too crazy with the tint because at night that shit pisses me off. I'm trying to reverse or something I can't see. I got a locker and it's like fight me in a parallel parking spot, right, in like Portland. I don't go too dark with my tint, and I don't like to get pulled over. But hey, tint looks fire, bro. Tint looks good. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any comments. I got a 86 Datsun 7200. Let's see, with a 5-speed. Yeah, you should boost that Datsun, bro. Boost it for sure, bro. Boosting shit's the best way to get, the best bang for your buck with some power and have some fun. Ooh, 190-ish in the 23 Malibu. Okay, I didn't see that comment earlier. You lose a little bit of torque, right? So you're gonna lose, that 3 pounds of weight on that flywheel spinning. It's a given that you're gonna lose a fair amount of torque from it, but it makes up for. Gosh, she blowing me up here. Hold on, folks. I gotta do. Let's see. We're trying not to let that happen again. All right. So what I was talking about, the whole kit, the whole shebang. Definitely recommend it. And I daily this thing. The clutch is a lot heavier. The pedal, when you're daily driving, and it does want to kind of chatter and buck a lot when you're pulling off the line. So it's going to make you look like you're inexperienced or the truck's really underpowered because it feels like that. But once you get used to it, it's not bad at all. And your leg will adapt to the, the extra pressure you have to input to activate the clutch. Let's see. Oh, yeah, G56 Garrett is too much. I have one for 6.0. Yeah, see, the thing is, I have mixed opinions with the name brand turbos, man. Like, I think it's all good going with a reputable brand, but you're going with Garrett or something like that nowadays. I mean, God only knows how much those cost. Like, what does a Garrett turbo that size even go for nowadays? Like $4,000? What even... I don't even know what a name brand turbo right now in 2025 is currently going for, because I know it's got to be ridiculous. I'm going to end up just doing eBay special on my turbo. Let's see. They have electronic tint now where you can just turn it off by a switch. I don't know if we're done with that. It's there. Yeah, I have seen videos a long time ago, probably a year ago or two, about that electronic tint. I don't know how that works with like custom builds, right? Like, I know that's a thing with some cars that's like I don't know, some high-end cars maybe. I don't recall what I saw it on, if it's maybe like a G-Wagon or something stupid expensive. But I don't think that's necessarily a viable option for a lot of people seeking tint. I think old school tint's just going to be the better way to go. Muted. Hey, that's fine. That's solid. I understand. You can mute me all you want. That's fine. Are you saying I hit mute? Are you saying I hit mute? Because if I did hit mute, I will try and fix that. Oh, lost audio, bro. Okay. Curious. Lost audio. Is the audio still going? Because I'm looking on the thing. It didn't show it was exited, but maybe I accidentally tapped it a minute ago. Leave a comment if you can hear me or if you can't, because that'd help me out. Audio works? All right. I just must have tapped it on the side with my thumb, because my thumb is like right in that spot. And kind of trying to pay attention to the comments, make sure I'm not just going crazy with my hand with the filming. And I'm getting some texts and calls over here, so I'm paying attention to that, kind of distracted. So I appreciate y'all telling me that that I was muted. Much appreciated. W chat on that one for sure. What do y'all think about the double dins? You have to chop up the dash a little bit to get a double din to fit in there properly. But you know, sadly this dash right here had those 2 holes from the previous owner, but the double din trim fits in there real flush, real nice. It was like $50. I got the head unit for free from an old guy. I think it's Pioneer. He worked at the factory. He was given to the workers as like a gift or whatever years ago. It's like a 15-year-old head unit, but maybe 10 years. It might be like 10 years old actually. Probably mistaken, but yeah. What do you guys think? I'll end up putting some fancy buttons here. I'm gonna probably put a custom setup here for a switch. I'm probably gonna do a sprayer for doing water on the back tires, you know, so I can get better tire wear on the drift truck. I think that would be kind of cool, especially when it's dry out. You know, get her sideways easier. But that's what I'm gonna end up putting there. I appreciate y'all, you know, tapping in on the video. Much appreciated. Definitely helps motivate me, keep me going. And I'm trying to think of what I haven't touched on talking on this live right now about the truck, because obviously, you know, I don't want to sit here and dig in too deep on one topic, and I kind of want to get some more of my thoughts out there with this build specifically, because I think this build is a little bit different than some folks, what they're doing. And there is a lot of folks that are doing the same-ish type of vibe, but it's just everyone's different, you know. And I think what I'm going for is tasteful, because I think some S10 owners, along with a lot of other car owners, some of them just don't have taste. It's like, you know, they're putting like AutoZone hood scoops that aren't even real on their rig, or like, you know what I'm saying, or those stick-on fins that look like trash. This is like a tasteful drift build that's going to be a budget setup. Let's see, what kind of truck you drive? Thanks. It is a 2000 Chevrolet S10. Let me hop out the cab and show you. Flip it around, get some light going. Old 5 slappy. Got the Momo. We're running some HV tuners here. This is the setup. It's the 2.2 liter Chevy S10. Regular cab, short bed, of course, fleet side. We have a roll pan on the back for some weight reduction. Running some old school 14x7 Diamags. Appliance Diamags are dirty as hell right now. That was the setup before I cooked one of them in a bad circumstance. But we're talking pretty decent on camber, folks. I mean, this side's not as hard as the other, and it's around 10 degrees, I'd have to say. Last I checked, it was sitting at like 7, and I've tilted it in a lot heavier than that, so it's probably around 10 degrees. I could pop the hood if you'd like. If you'd like to leave a comment or whatever on that, I could pop the hood again. It is, I would say, heavily modified on external bolt-ons on the engine, but I am not running any internals on there, right? All stock internals. So I do plan to do a full 2.2 build, and I'm talking Eagle rods, pistons, performance cam. I'm not talking a regrind. I'm talking a full-on custom cam. I'm going to do the +1 millimeter valves. I have to, you know, do the spacer for the valve cover or the grinding for the clearance. I have to do the, you know, the 7,500 RPM beehive springs, all that jazz. I'm doing it all. It's just going to take some time, right? It all boils down to money, because these 2.2s aren't the most cost effective to get crazy. You're not going to get crazy power, but good power out of. But I'm going to do it anyways. I don't care. I'm going to do it just to show that it can be done, and just to mess with folks, you know, have something different. Everybody's V8 swapping these. I'm not trying to make my S10 more of a boat than it already is. I know with the power to weight ratio with a V8, it would haul ass, but it's going to be weight heavy up front, and I don't want that, man. I want it light in the corners. I like my Toge canyon driving. I like to drift, and that's the lightweight setup we're going for, folks. But let me know what you're thinking. Y'all want to see anything else about the truck? Want to know anything about the truck? I'm probably gonna, let me see, I need to throw this back on the charger here. We're sitting at 6%. I hope that, oh man, I hope that my internet service here, how's the audio, folks? Let me know, is the audio decent? I know it cut out earlier, but is the audio and the video quality okay? Because I didn't even see, I'm sitting here at 2 bars of internet service with my phone service. And I'm wondering if that's gonna affect the live, if it's gonna like make the image quality choppy, or if it's gonna like cut out on the audio or not. So I might go cruise a little bit and get in a better spot. But let me know on that, because any type of feedback helps me out. I am a small channel. And if you haven't already, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Any little bit of, you know, movement helps. Definitely helps. Yo, what up? Yo, what up, Mitchell Wallace? I remember you. What's up? What is up? Yeah, just out here in the S10. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Do I have my remote for this? I was gonna change the color up on this light. These lights are sick, man. It was like a 4-pack on Amazon. It was like 15 bucks or something like that. Comes with the Bluetooth remote. You can change it any color. Very sick. Definitely recommend those. I'm gonna start leaving videos with like the description, like a link down below and stuff like that, so you guys can, you know, get the same products that I'm using on my build. But I'm new here, you know, so I'm kind of learning all that stuff, starting out, you know, from the bottom, trying to figure all that stuff out. But hey, you got to start from somewhere in life, right? And you know, here we are. But I got the tripod with me. I want to go do some skids. The only thing I worry about is that front tire with that camber. I've just had bad experiences with them running on the wires with that camber. It's like the last minute you want it to happen and the tire just gives out, right? Now, the tires aren't as stretched as they were on the gold Aero Steelies I have in the back, my spares. So it's a little more forgiving once you're down on the tire tread on the wires. I feel like with it not being dramatically stretched helps the tire life when it's, you know, at the end of its life like that. But I'm not trying to get stranded out here like 1 o'clock. I wouldn't be stranded necessarily, but I'd be out there swapping tire. But who knows? I mean, maybe that's some content that's supposed to happen, right? That might happen here soon. But we might slide this fucker around. I was sliding it last night with the camper shell on, folks. And I only had like 2 pairs of finger clamps on their vice grips. And it was holding on. And we were shredding tires in the dry, bro. Second gear ripping. Oh, yeah. I got a little bit of footage I'll upload. It wasn't like the best, but it was okay. I'm just trying to get better points of view, you know, driving, because it's really hard not having like a professional camera or a GoPro. I'm definitely going to get a GoPro before long, so I can bring like true like 4K quality, you know, videos and have better, you know, viewpoints with a wider lens angle. So that's the plan here soon. So I want to bring you folks way better content because we're not going to sit here and just do mediocre content forever. I'm not saying that it is mediocre, but you get what I'm saying. I just want the quality to be up to par to where it is, you know, more pleasing to watch. And I think that a mic is something that I'm going to be looking into very soon, so I can get good exhaust notes and induction sounds on my videos, so it doesn't sound like too windy if I'm outside the truck filming, right? So we're going to see how that goes in the near future with one of those. And let's see. Haven't got any new comments yet, but that's okay. I got 6 likes, 16 watching. Hey, and we can always go for a cruise, folks. Can always go for a cruise. If I get 1 like, if I get an extra like and it hits 7 and I get a comment, I will open the hood one more time for you guys if you'd like. Anyone that hasn't been watching when I had the hood open earlier, that would be cool. I could do that for you folks. If you are interested, leave a comment if you have any questions about the build or about your build that you might need help with. I love helping folks, trying to, you know, pick each other's brains and get some information out there to troubleshoot or anything, you know. Let me know what you're working on. I'm telling you folks, if you are interested in getting some gauges, these glow shift gauges are where it's at. They just look so good. I mean, man, I'm hoping here in the near future, I'm gonna reach out to them and see if they will sponsor a video for a wideband and a boost gauge. Hopefully that works out, because I would love to have a full cluster of glow shift gauges in there, all matching. That would look pretty sick. Give it $5 grand. I'll give her 5 grand if you give it a like. If you haven't oh, you probably already liked it already, huh? Let's see. I can give it, let's see. I'm not trying to be an asshole to these folks right here, but you know what? I will give it 5 grand. Here, let me move this spot, and I will give it 5 grand because I am about it. I just do like to respect people's sleep to a degree. There is moments where I just really don't care, but I feel like I am at a spot where I probably would be better off cruising away from if I'm going to rip it at 5K. But I got you, Wallace. Give me a minute. I was mentioning earlier, I got to drop down my the chattering from that locker. I got to drop down my rev limiter because the factory rev limiter on this truck is set at 5940, which is way too high. I mean, you're getting more valve float than power at that high RPM. So, all right, you still watching, Wallace? So she'll comfortably sit at 6K, but I don't know, when I'm realistically ripping the truck and having a load on the rig, I don't know how much power I'm making above 5,600 RPMs, you know what I'm saying? So, hell yeah, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see, where are we at here? I could pull over right here. This is like a side of the road. This looks like, so we're just in the streets here, like Portland, you know what I'm saying? So there's like people just like sleeping in their cars, doing whatever the hell. So I really don't give a shit. I'll pull over right here and do what the fuck I want. I could do my little video here. Let's see. Oh yeah, man. You can't complain about these 2.2s. Hang on, let me do this text real quick. Back, sorry I had to do that quick little text here. Let's see. If you are still watching, Mitchell Wallace, is there anything you would like to see? Were you watching when I had popped the hood? Do you want to see me pop the hood? You got any questions? I'm thinking about, I have to be easy on my tires. I am showing some wires up front because of the camber and everything. Oh, we are low on fuel. I forgot about that. I might have to go get some fuel here later if I do any amount of actual decent driving, because I don't want to get myself stranded. But thinking about possibly putting the suction mount out there to get a point of view with the induction noise of the cold air intake with the JDM hood vent. But let me know what you guys think. Would that look cool? Would that be a sick point of view? Or, you know, would it be better in the cab? I can set it up in a few different orientations. I think that would look pretty sick. You know, something like this. I do orientate it like this, I think is pretty decent. Where you can see the tachometer and the gauge cluster, the speedometer and stuff like that, and a little bit of the road. Or do you guys think, do you like the view more where it's like, if it were just to be more of the side of my body, or do you think back here more to where you're just seeing more of the road, right? Kind of let me know what would look best for you folks if you want me to throw the suction mount up right now, because I definitely will. I definitely will. What do we got here? Chrysler 300. Sometimes the lights will throw me off on those. I think is something like different whenever it's coming up on me. Let's see. All right. Let's try and what do we got here? We got some motherfuckers on some bikes with lights. They better not come over here and try. Let's see. Okay, they're getting on the other side of the road. They know what's good. Okay. I was gonna say you can't trust folks if they over here bagged out with these scooters. They got hella stuff. Wild, bro, wild. I ain't one to judge. I just always look out, make sure ain't nobody trying to rip my door open or do something stupid, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they're gonna turn around, huh? Y'all gonna see me beat somebody up on live, folks? I ain't trying to do that. Okay, they know what's good for them. I thought they were for real, bro. Huh. Interesting. You never know with these crackheads out here, folks. Portland, they're wild. They ain't tough. Most of them ain't tough though. Most of them aren't about it. So luckily that, you know, that's on your side, right? Most of them ain't gonna actually try you. They're just gonna be like stealing out of cars and nobody in them. Let's see. Under the mirror would look dope. Okay, under the mirror would look dope. I did a similar point of view earlier. All right, Wallace, I got you. I'm gonna hook up the suction mount up under the mirror and try to get a decent view. Do you want kind of a view with like the angle of the front wheels kind of turning when I'm going, or what are you thinking? I'm gonna get the mount hooked up right now. All right, so we got the old newer mount, and then it's got this fancy little heavy duty adapter up here so I don't lose my phone. We're gonna get her hooked up, folks. All right. Okay. Let me know what you're thinking, Mitchell Wallace. Under the mirror, like here, or are you thinking further up, like directly up under the mirror here? What you thinking, bro? I could throw it on the side of the truck here. See a little bit of angle. What you thinking, big dog? I could throw this up here. Let's see. I do have this spot right here kind of cleaned up. So let's try this out. All right. We're gonna slap y'all in the mount and see what happens. We're gonna get this light off. All right, we're gonna lock this back piece in so the old phone doesn't fly out. And then we're gonna get you adjusted here. All right, let's see. Let me know what you think, Wallace, if you're still watching. Is this a good point of view that you're thinking of? Oh, let's see. Oh, hang on. This thing is trying to act up over here. Let me flip her around like this. All right. Okay. How's that point of view looking, folks? Let me know. That actually looks good, but on the hood, like an Uber that can mirror POV would look good. Okay, so you're talking about having the view where it's on the hood and it's showing my face driving with like my hands on the wheel? Or do you think the point of view showing like the front of the truck with a little bit of hood scoop with what's in front of me? Because I'm definitely going to take your advice. Definitely going to take your advice. I appreciate the feedback. It helps a lot. I want to know what the viewers want to see, because that's what I'm here to provide. Let's see. Let me get this tightened up a little bit here, folks. Rotate this way. There we go. I forget this thing has some other adjustments that I'm not used to. This mount's pretty sick. Front, okay. All right. Do you want me to keep rolling with this view, or would you rather me switch it up right now and throw it on the hood? Because I don't mind either. I'll slap it on the hood real quick. Keep it? All right, I'll keep it on there for a minute like this and run it. All right. We'll see if we can trust this mount without dropping my phone off the truck. I think it should be all right, but hey, it's got like an otter box. It'll be solid. We're going. Awesome. Maybe a couple. I'm not going to get too wild, but I might do one or two skins. All right, shouts out. Michael Wallace here telling me to put the POV on the side of the truck. Get a little chattering. curious because I can't see from inside the truck what you're saying, so I'm gonna see if it, okay, yup, keep it, looks lit. All right, sick. And I can always go further back too, so like if I'm not getting a far enough view, I can always go further back, a little bit lower. If you think it would look sick a little bit lower, I can do that as well. Little to the left, got you. Like that, a little to the left. Here I can also, here, I'll clean this. I'll clean this little spot here, drop her down and see what it looks like here. This point of view might be pretty sick, possibly once I readjust it. Let's see. Y'all let me know what you think. Is this point of view pretty sick or not? Because I can always make adjustments, folks. Little left an inch. There, okay. All right, I appreciate the feedback. Hey, that helps you boy out a lot. I'm new to this, man. So this is all learning curve here for me. I'm gonna tilt this back, make sure it's tight. We'll rotate this lock. All right. We're gonna see how that looks, folks. We got the old sheriff's cruiser by. I don't think he saw me though. See what the chat says, folks. Let's see. Hell to the yeah, bro. Damn, you gotta see the clip. Perfect view and angle. Ah, sick. All right, I'm glad. Probably should fuel up though. I know I do need to fuel up. Let's see. I gotta find a gas station, honestly, that's even open, because the GPS lies a lot. They'll say the gas station's open and they close at like 10 or 11, right? I grew up in a spot where the gas stations, most of them are like 24 hours, so it's kind of weird. No, yeah, that's perfect. I like that on the side. Sick, bro. I'm glad it looks good on the side. Gonna have to sit through it. Maybe get some clips later, you know, take some photos. I would be doing some more slides, folks, if I had brand new tires, but sadly, I have to try to take it easy on them because I just know if I get too carried away, I'm gonna end up popping one of the fronts. I don't think the backs is what is gonna give me an issue right now, but let me know what you folks think, man. Was she ripping? I definitely am excited to go back to peep the live and see what the video looked like. I am slacking on how dirty the truck is, folks. Look at this. Like, this truck has not seen a car wash, I have to sadly admit, for probably like 3 months, 2 months. Yeah, probably 2 months for sure. I'm really slacking, man. I need to get it together. Once the rain started coming, I kind of gave up on keeping it clean. And I got to get my act together. I got to get that zip tied back up. I'm going to have to drill some more holes up in here and get her up there. The clip at 7-Eleven and after was the best view. Okay, that's good to know. I'm definitely going to peep that point of view at the 7-Eleven and try and see the difference from that view to the one I was just doing drifting right now. And I'll do a comparison and try to make sure I get that viewpoint more often. Definitely will. That's how it be. Fuck with the build. I appreciate you saying you fuck with the build. I appreciate it. Let me make sure I didn't miss any comments because I could have. Let's see. All right, I haven't missed any. Side POV is dope as fuck, but personally on the hood would look cool too. All right, we may do the hood here in a second. What do you folks think about them super wides, man, them Steelies? I miss running those on here, but I like these wheels too, bro. When these are polished up, these look so good, like a BBS. What do y'all think? I'm curious on what y'all think. Do you prefer, I naturally prefer like Steelies, but these aluminums are growing on me. Do you like this look with a mild dish, right? Or do you like the real heavy, deep dish? What do you think? Without color affecting, you know, the design, just design itself. What do you folks think? Do you prefer the Steelies or aluminums? Those are clean. I appreciate it. Which ones are you referring to? You referring to the gold wheels or the aluminums or both? I'm curious on what you're referring to as clean. Let me double check my, okay, I got 10%. I'm doing all right over here. Mild dish goes hard as fuck. Okay, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm glad that someone appreciates the look. They look real good when they're cleaned up. Like I said, this side's barely even cleaned up. But I am running 3-inch spacers back there. Here, let me give you all a little. I don't know if you can quite see. Probably not. We are running some spacers to tuck it out because I don't like when the wheels are too inside the fender wells. I know some people like that to slam them with bags. I'm not a bags type of guy with the wheels in the fender wells. I like a stance wide look, and I like my camber. Ooh, all black Steelies would look so heat on. They're both fire as fuck. That's a hard question. I appreciate that. I had all black Steelies just like those ones on my last S10. So it was the same 2.2 S10, but it was automatic. But same thing, short bed, fleet side, regular cab. And I had some all black Steelies, and it looks sick, man. Looks sick. Had some red and black fixed Corbu bucket seats, 5-point harnesses on it. Let's see, all black Steelies would go hard for sure, for sure. I'm definitely thinking about picking up some more Steelies, just an all black set, like you guys are mentioning, because they are a lot cheaper. So if you get Steelies with any type of chroming on them or any type of like, what is it called? Like the anodized aluminum look, any type of paint like that, they cost way more. And sometimes they take way longer to get. The black Steelies I could have gotten 2 days. These took like 2 months. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're going to get certain wheels like that. Especially with that shade of green. Sheesh. Thank you. Thank you. And peep this. That's why I went with the gold. Originally, it was the gold Chevy. So, it's kind of where I was going with that. Eventually, I think it'd be kind of cool to have like a gold leaflet look. Almost like a Hispanic lowrider kind of vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where they have like the swirls, almost like a fish scale type of look. Or like the swirled brushed look. I think that would look kind of sick. But, you know, that's way later down the road because I'm not too picky about, you know, about small details like that. And then referring to the green too, you know, I paint matched the front. I did the grill, the bumper. The valence was painted, but I was in a rush and I didn't prep it the best and started flaking up. So I pressure washed the shit out of it and got it all off. I'm going to end up doing a different valence style and all of that. So I'm thinking about also possibly doing a custom carbon fiber front bumper for some weight reduction. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do that yet. And I will be paint matching the scoop and then the roll pan as well. And we're going to cut the truck off for now because I am low and I don't want to be an idiot and run myself out of fuel while I'm sitting here talking to everyone. Let's see, we got 8% on the battery. Let me, all right. Love the color looking older headlights, mint. Love the older looking headlights, mint. Yeah, yeah. And what's crazy too is the headlights, they're a little crooked right now. My core support's beat up. One time I drifted into something. It's kind of just haggard, but those lights are new. They're not even a year old, but they are kind of showing some age. But you know, I just got cheap like LED bulbs in there, so you know, they're kind of mixed matched, I'm sure at this point. I really don't recall. But I am needing to finish fixing, you know, my alignment with the bumper, everything like that. Of course, tuck this back up, the air dam. That falls off like every couple of days if I run it in just the wrong pothole or bump. You know how that is. That'll just come ripping loose. Let's see, some aftermarket blackout front and back lights would look dope. Yeah, they would. So this had smoked headlights, blinkers, but they were a little bit faded, and I pulled them off because I didn't care for the look. And this truck originally, when I bought all the OEM lights, I was going making it all back to stock, right? So I was going for a stock look, took off the smoke lights off the back. But the reason why I really pulled the smoke lights off the back is because they weren't the flush ones like this to where they're like smooth with the fleet side of the bed. They had that fucking bulge on the side here, the round bulge, and I don't care for that where it like, you know, it's like convex on the edge and it's not sleek. So I got rid of those with OEMs, and I mailed them back to the guy I bought this truck off of. He had another S10, and he likes that look, so I fucking gave them to him. I was like, screw it, bro. You know, you can have it. But let's see. No, not the age. Like, they look badass. Just the year with that car looks badass. Oh, thank you. That even hypes me up even more. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I like this body style, man. It looks really good, I feel like. You know, they had a lot of options with the headlights and the front bumpers and grills. I'm not honestly sure how many options they had. I know at least like 5, but I like this look, especially once I get my core support a little more true and my headlights aren't sitting like as crooked. You know, it'll look a little more tits. But it will be getting a custom front valence done up eventually. Once I am running an intercooler, that plate will come off of there. And intercooler up in that bad boy. Got the old polished aluminum bend-in. From what I know, they don't make those anymore. Sadly, I only have the front one. Is your oil pressure gauge accurate when running? Yes, my oil pressure gauge is accurate when running, and it is high. I mean, when I'm on the rev limiter, my oil pressure is like about 70. And then when I'm just idling, it's probably around 40 if I had to remember correctly. I want to say it's around 40. I have good oil pressure, but I'm religious with my oil changes, guys. I do them every like 4,000 miles. Yeah, every 4K or so, we're getting an oil change on this thing, because that is one thing I feel like is misleading nowadays. Like oil saying, oh, 6,000 miles, you know, 8,000 miles. Like, fuck that shit. If you're going over 5,000 miles under your oil, you're tripping. You know, on purpose, right? This last oil change, I let it get kind of dark for my liking. But yeah, my oil pressure is accurate when running. It's really high. I've actually had someone comment on the oil pressure before, which is kind of awesome. You know, like, geez, save some oil pressure for us, dog. You know, made me feel good. You know, not everyone is as lucky with their older vehicles having high oil pressure like I do. But I am very big on maintenance. I'm maintenance heavy. That's my thing. What filter do you run? So as far as oil filter, I run whatever oil filter that I can get a deal on, honestly, because a lot of oil filters, so it varies from year to year on their build quality and who they're getting them made from. So a lot of them are just going to be from China no matter what, but it just depends, you know, how reputable and how good the company is, like, with giving a fuck, right? So if they're just in it to make a quick buck, they're going to give you a crap product. And that's the case with a lot of oil filters, right? So I feel like getting too picky about the oil filter isn't that big of a deal in my eyes, because I've seen a lot of videos where they cut them open, you know, years ago. They cut them open nowadays, and it's changed, you know. Say Fram used to be good, now fucking the basic micro guard's better, or, you know, or K&N used to be crap, now they're better again. It's like, it's just kind of, you know, mixed opinions on the oil filters. No, yeah, everyone nowadays wait until 4 months after their light comes on to take it to the shop. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, I have people in the comments always just like, talking trash about the build, like, oh, you don't have a payment, but you got to work on it all the time, this and that. I've beat this thing like a redheaded stepchild for 2 years, and it's never gave me a single issue. Never gave me a single issue. I mean, maybe I'm getting lucky, but I stand by GM products, and I can't complain about this little LN2, man. They are bulletproof, just like the 4.3. Yeah, no wonder the car market's fucked too. That's right. That's right. Are you going to throw a turbo on? Yes, I am going to throw a turbo on. I'm not going to stay naturally aspirated forever. The turbo will be coming soon. I am bad about procrastinating with stuff and with other hobbies. So like sometimes, 1 week I'll be into something, the next I'll be into something, I'll get back to it. So like I like retro video games, hunting, fishing, camping, all that stuff. So hobbies have gotten in the way of the turbo, but it will be coming soon. But the thing I had to get ahead of time before the turbo was the HV tuners, because your boy is not going to be doing no, backyard, hoping that I don't blow it up with the turbo. I'm doing it right. I spent the $500 ahead of time, and it's tuned right now. I've tuned it myself. I'm doing it all self-tuning. And yeah, it will be turboed, built internals, all that jazz. I'm going to do stock internals first, and then I'll end up doing like a built motor on the side. I'll do like a whole video series on that and everything, and then slap that bad boy in there. Let's see, bro, do a hunting, camping, fishing live. You can do catch and cooks, etc. People will be making bank on YouTube. That's right. I should be doing the catch and cooks and all that. It's funny because I did like catch and cooks years ago when I was like, before I was in high school, bro, like middle school shit. I do catch and cooks and go camping, bring no food with me, besides like a couple crackers and a water bottle, and like, just live off of eating catfish out of a stream. I used to do that stuff. I need to definitely, once I get another 4-wheel drive again, I'm definitely going to do a channel on the outdoor stuff for sure. I took this camping not too long ago, a couple months ago, and I had this thing in the trails, dude. I was dragging frame, dude, and I had some old heads looking at me in like their Subarus and shit, right? They were like, what is this guy doing, bro? Because my leafs, dude, my U-bolts on the leafs on the rear, they're sitting like 3 inches off the ground, my exhaust is like 2 inches off the ground. Hilarious. But I'll stick her out in the woods. That locker, she'll get out there, right? That's always a good time. I can say that they are bulletproof. I just did an oil pump at 256K. You cannot complain doing an oil pump at that kind of mileage. Hell yeah. I'm curious if you put like a high output one, or if you just put a stock one in there. I don't even know what type of brand fuel pumps these would even run, like a Melling or what. The only fuel pumps I've ever I'm thinking of oil pump. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of oil pump over here. I'm thinking of running. So I was doing a Melling one in one of my 383 stroker builds I was doing years ago. And then I ended up not finishing it because they are so damn expensive. I was going to throw it in my other S10. Ended up dipping out on that 383 build and selling it to somebody because your boy did not have the money for that. Sorry if I get off topic a little bit here, folks. Sometimes I just, reminisce through the memories of the times. I need to get in here and get this phone on the charger. I'm sitting at 4%, folks. 4%. This camera mount, dude, it's tough. Tough. I like it. Okay, so we're going to get charged up. Let me know what you folks think, though. Is there anything you want to know about the truck? Anything you want to see done with the truck? Any upcoming videos or lives you want to see? I'm totally down for all opinions and ears on what the viewers want to see. I've got some of my own ideas that are going to be coming out here soon. It's not always the most convenient making videos sometimes in front of my apartments. It just feels like sometimes I get like the mindset where it's like awkward, talking to a camera out there, not like inside a garage in my own setting. I'm kind of like just out there in the element doing my thing, like having people just watch me. So I'm trying to get used to that. But then, it's just the comfortability thing too. It just kind of sucks not having a garage to work on the build. I could just set up the stream, have a heater in there. It's kind of just a different vibe. But, life's a roller coaster. You don't always have a big garage or something like that at all times. You know, and this ain't the first build, and I've had it way worse working on stuff. So, you know, I'm making the best with it. And in the future, this channel is gonna be coming up, getting a garage and getting way more content out there. Keep up the content. Hands down, one of my favorite YouTubers now. Oh, you are sick, bro. You are sick for that comment. I appreciate you. Hey, that really keeps me going, keeps me motivated. The other night I did, like, not this last live I did, but one before, I ended up deleting it because I went on there for like an hour, bro. Nobody even hopped on, and it was kind of like demotivating. I was just kind of like talking to myself for like an hour and just kind of like, you know, just like wondering like, why am I doing this? Like, is anybody going to care about the content? But I just like, this is a big dream of mine. I've always wanted to be a content creator, rather it, you know, becomes monetized one day or not. That is the goal, obviously. But that's just something I want to provide, you know, fun content for the folks that can relate. Because half the time, like, I don't know about y'all, but, you know, I know like some of these content creators started small, like Whistling Diesel and all them, but it's hard to relate with some folks that just have daddy's money or have buku bucks, right? Not everybody has money like that. And it kind of takes away the connection, right? The real connection, like it's one of the bros, because it's like, bro, you just like, you know, you're set up, you know, in that spot to make it so much easier. So it's like not as relatable, if you get what I'm saying. And that's okay, because you can't throw shade at anybody that has easier setup when it comes to finances or the ability with like vehicles and stuff for like a channel content. So, you know, you just got to work with what you have, and that's what I'm doing. And we are climbing to the top, baby. We're going to get up there, dude. Get up there. Exactly. That's right. That's right. My notifications don't pop up, but I will try to stop in every time I see you live. Just need a way to let us know when you go live. Okay, I will figure out, I will look that up, figure out the best way to the build get to its peak. Oh, bro, I appreciate that. You're solid for that comment. That's a W comment right there. Yeah, this build, this isn't going to stop. I'm not gonna stop posting. This is gonna keep going. Once this S10 is done, we're gonna keep going and do another build and another build. This S10 is just gonna be a fun, low power setup that you know, a lot of people can sit there and talk trash on, or a lot of people can have fun. And one of these days, you know, the channel is going to get bigger. We're going to connect with folks. I could take, you know, some of my subscribers, if they're local, I could take you for a cruise, you know, a little ride along. We can meet up at car shows, make our own car meets, right? That's the goal here, man. I would like to just keep expanding the love for mini trucks, the car community, you know, and get the car culture back, you know, in person like it used to be, you know, because we're so heavily involved with our phones and social media, which is a good thing because that's where the world's going to nowadays. But we have to, you know, just remember where it came from and step back to, you know, the early 2000s and like the 90s and stuff, where you're meeting up in person, you're making the events happen, right? And that's what we're here to bring. Let me read some comments before I ramble on too long. Let's see. Mic went out or something. Is the mic still out right now? I wonder if it's intermittently cutting out on its own, if that has to do with my connection or what. So it says I have 5 bars with where I'm sitting right now. I might have accidentally tapped the mic button without noticing again, though. That is a possibility for sure. It's good now? Okay. Let's see, the mic goes out every so often, not sure why. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. I'll ask the internet or like ChatGPT or something, try to troubleshoot why the mic keeps going in and out. I'm wondering if maybe, because when I'm holding my phone, I have a tendency to put my pinky under the phone. So maybe I'm putting it under and blocking off the mic with my pinky. That could be a possibility of what's happening. Let's see. Foe died 4.6. Let's see. If you're in Kentucky, that would be awesome to even take you for a ride in an extreme. That would be awesome. If I was in Kentucky, I definitely would. I've never even, now I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I've rode in an S10 Extreme. I don't think I ever have, to be honest. I know, you know, like what they are, but I don't think I've ever rode in one. I've rode in like a clone S10 Extreme, right? Like as the body kit looks very similar, but I've never rode in an actual one. And that's kind of sad to say. I wish I have, and I will. I definitely will link up with one of the subscribers eventually riding an S10 Extreme. Definitely will. Let's see. No, you're good. It could be when a notification goes off, it cuts out. Okay, that's probably what's going on, because my old lady's been blowing up my phone and I haven't been responding the best, so it's probably cutting out whenever she's messaging or calling. That's what's going on. Okay, so that's good to know that it's just something simple on the mic. You run a V6 or V8, phone died. I am running a 2.2 liter 4-cylinder, tuned with HB tuners, full bolt-ons, external bolt-ons, no internals. Mini spool in the rear, lots of modifications. I can always pop the hood again here if you guys would like to see. Anybody that is just hopping on, didn't get to see earlier, I will gladly do that for you. It's a bumpy ride. You feel everything probably for the 25-year-old suspension, but it turns on a dime with a lot of grip. Oh, sick. Yeah, mine handles pretty good. It turns on a dime too. Yeah, 25 years old. Yeah, I feel that. Mine is a 2000, so it's 25 years old exactly. And I feel you on that. I'm running on clapped out struts. I need to get some new like Bilsteins or something on mine. It's riding rough. And I'm not C-notched because I've been cheap and procrastinating. I need to get a C-notch and cut out that frame, because my axle, anytime I'm hitting a bump at any speed, I'm smacking the frame, dude. Definitely need to get that taken care of. My ride is not the smoothest, but you know, sometimes embracing the suck with the ride, that's part of the fun, right? It's almost like a rat rod vibe. Like, the harder it rides, the funner it is, kind of thing. Let's see. Yes, let's see under the hood. I didn't see it. Oh, I got you, Mitchell Wallace. You're still watching, bro? For sure. Hey, and sometimes I'm not going to sit here on every comment and pay attention to the name. I'll try and get better about that. So if I did notice you're still in the chat or whatever, you've been watching for a while, I apologize. But yeah, Wallace, I got you for sure. I'm going to pop the hood right now. Let's see. I just did DGM 4-inch lowering kit all the way around. Oh, sick. How much did you pay for that? I went budget. DGM was a little bit out of my budget. I felt like they were a little high price for me necessarily, but I feel like they are a very good option for folks that have a little more money in the back pocket. You know what I'm saying? And that wants a little more of a reputable brand. Let's see. Amen to that. It's a lot of fun for sure. That would be chill. My 89 S10 has Bilstein shocks. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Bilsteins. They're getting kind of expensive, but I mean, who's going to compete with Bilstein, right? I mean, KYB, Monroe, all them, like, yeah, you got your Kings and all that, but like, how much you realistically trying to spend? Can't go wrong with Bilsteins. It's always a good go-to. If you got an Instagram, would love to give you a follow. I need to, so I have an old Instagram. I need to figure it out, update it. It's got me with my old S10 in front of it, in front of a skate park. So if you happen to pull that up and see it, it's like a 97 S10, so you can tell with the front end of that. You could give that a follow or whatever. I need to get on there and edit that account, update it. Facebook, I got rid of that the other day, kind of over Facebook, and I'm missing Marketplace. I need to get back on there, so then you guys can follow me on there as well. I will keep you updated in some future videos when I get the Instagram going, or when I get any more platforms with me on them. I'm on TikTok now, just kind of starting out small there as well. Let me get my tripod out so I can just film for you guys, so I'm not totally... Oh, what am I dropping over here? I'm dropping my Gatorade. So I'm not totally shaking it up. Got my, I got this sick tripod. It was like a $150 tripod. I got it for 10 bucks on Marketplace, barely even used. It's like brand new. We're going to set her up though, folks. We're going to get you in the tripod setup, and then click this in. All right, guys. So I'm going to pop the hood real quick, folks, and then I'll get you in on the view there. I still got to run a lightweight battery setup up here and a few other things, but this is it, folks. I'm just gonna leave it on the tripod for now. Let me get the light on. 2.2 liter. I would say at this point, heavily modified with external parts. Stock internals, of course, like I've said a few times. This is up under the hood, folks. the cold air intake. Here, I'll pull it off the tripod so I can get a little closer in here. So we got the core support actually hacked up, so it is like a real cold air intake. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're not faking it over here. It's a real setup. Just a cheapy filter for now. I need to get like a real K&N or Spectra, so you know it's actually filtering a little better, but probably not going to stress that. I think it's going to be fine until I boost it, and then I'm going to have to do a different setup anyways. So let's see. Sorry, I'm getting a text over here. The mic might have cut out. Let me check my comments real quick. Seem really humble, brother. Keep it up. I appreciate it. Yes, I definitely try to be humble. I got that from being down south in Texas. You know, I just try to respect everybody and, you know, hope that, they return the favor. Let's see. I traded a chainsaw and a 308 for them. Shout out Wyoming, by the way. Nice, nice. 308's a really good caliber. I paid $530 with shocks. 2-inch drop spindles. Okay. $530 with shocks, 2-inch. Okay, that's not too bad, honestly. I feel like with struts, that's a fair price. If they're quality struts, that is a fair price because struts aren't cheap, and that's going to be one of the most expensive things on a lowering kit for like one of these trucks. So that's not too bad, actually. Not bad at all. Mine is budget on my drop. Let's see. I'm running 2-inch drop spindles, by the way, too. Just some budget ones, though. You do all the work yourself? Yes, I do. I never have anybody do any work for my vehicles. It's always going to be 100% myself. And that comes to like even me, like I had the transmission out of this to do a stage 2 clutch, lightweight flywheel. I rough it and do it all myself. I will sit here and do that shit on the side of the road. I don't have a garage at this point anymore, but luckily I have a good sized storage unit with tools, so I can dip into there and get whatever I need and make it happen. But yeah, I never have anyone do maintenance on my vehicles, work on them. I don't care how simple or hard it is. I will make it happen myself. Let's see. Bro, you make me want to slam my 1500. You should slam the 1500. If it's a 2-wheel drive, why not? Why not? You can still use the bed, right? Yeah, $50 for both struts, can't beat it. Yeah, that's a really good deal. $50 for both struts, that's not bad at all. That's like rough country prices or like Monroe prices back in the day. That's like real cheap. Best mod you can do, plane your head a few thousandths and get you a single layer copper head gasket, bump your compression up quite a bit. So I was thinking about doing that, right? Because I am familiar with decking it down for higher compression with thinner gaskets because, you know, I am keen to hot rods. The only thing is I want to run lower compression because I do plan to boost it. And I feel like I am going to get better gains if I have lower compression with all the bolt-ons and then I go boosted, right? I do plan to do a custom cam in there, you know, built pistons, all that stuff, the +1 valves and the beehive springs, the 7,500 RPM ones and all that jazz. But I'm not quite sure if I want to deck it down and do that. It's very possible I might. We're going to see if I want to get into that realm, because if I get that deep down, I might, you know, bore it 30 over, all that, you know. But I'm not quite sure if I'm going to go that route. But I like you bringing that up. Looks great, though. Nice Buick, hands down. Build. I appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot. It's, you know, it's come a long ways, and it's got a long ways to go. I know it's looking rough, folks, with like this shit hanging down, this not being adjusted, the core support kind of being janky, but it is a drift truck, right? Because I'm not a perfectionist to where I'm going to stress every little bit, because if you bump it into something, then it's like you're back to square one, you know? Back to square one with that. Oh, I can't wait to get the 3-inch lowering leaves to drop it even more in the back. Have it sitting there tucking. Up front with the camber, I had to cut the inside up here. So this is real thin because it was grabbing on bumps. I had to like cut it and hammer it in. So the edge of the fender is just a little rough, but I don't care too much. Let's see. Cammed. Yeah, I plan to cam this sucker eventually. The thing is getting a cam, it's not cheap. You have to get a custom ground cam. And, you know, a regrind, you're only going to get so much power out of, so a custom cam is the way to go. The only thing is, once you do a cam, you're in, you're in for a can of worms as far as having to do other mods to support it, or else you're going to run in with clearance, because these have to, whenever you're getting more lift and you are messing with the valve train and stuff like that with these 2.2s, you have to do machining on the valve cover, or you have to do a valve cover spacer, because you have clearance issues and you'll just totally wreck your valve train and screw your motor. So that is something you guys have to keep in mind if you don't know that. Let's see, any headers, and what do you do with the tiny 90 degrees hose that the original intake hooked up to, I think, was a part of the PVC, and is there any upgrades in the future for the intake manifold? So yes, I do have headers on here. I have the cheapest stainless eBay header I could find. And so I will, before I get distracted, so that eBay header back here goes down to like a 2.5 inch down pipe. And then, let's see, no, actually I take that back. It's a 3-inch down pipe, and then a 3-inch cat delete as well paired up on the back of that. Definitely like the header for sure. Definitely like the header. And then talking about the cold air intake, so the 90 degree comes off of here. This has the bung welded in for this PCV setup going there. So don't mind this is loose. I gotta get this remounted. But yeah, the PCV is set up because I definitely want that positive pressure, right? Definitely want that pressure. Let's see, I had a Pinto. I did it, had the 4-banger, did it to the 4-banger and pushing 264 to the wheel. Not too many people know about decking. Yeah, that is that's sick in a Pinto, bro. 264 horse in a Pinto is scooting, guys. You know, numbers are skewed nowadays and people like are horsepower crazy, but that is a good number in something that small and light. And yes, decking is kind of like a lost thing in motorsports. I feel like, unless you're like really, really into it, a lot of people overlook the performance gains you can get from decking it down and doing the copper head gasket. That is a good way to get a good performance boost. Currently, I think my dad on his GTO, if I'm not mistaken, I think that he did that as well on his. And, it's going to net him some performance gains for sure. We might end up doing that to this build if it is a viable option that's worth my time, for the power. We definitely will see. Definitely will see. Let's see, make sure. So I'm sitting at 7%. But let me know if there's anything else you guys want to see on the build. I need to get some underdrive pulleys if I can find some eventually. But finding a kit nowadays with all of them, it's a pain in the ass. You can only find like one, and they want like $100-$150 for one pulley, and I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Maybe if it was polished aluminum, maybe. But running some chunky 10mm wires there, folks. NGK iridiums in the block. Some Screaming Demon coils. That's the ignition setup right there, and it rips. Definitely pre-gaming the ignition system for when it's boosted, so I don't have any issue with spark blood or anything like that. I don't think I would, but just being safe on that end. See, I used to have a Nissan D21 drift truck and sold it in 2022. Best times I've had drifting. Yeah, I think drift trucks are underrated, man. I think underpowered drift trucks are way underrated. Just with the car community, some people have just hung on to very few set number of cars, like models, whether it's GTR, Silvias, stuff like that, A86, and they think that's all that's cool to slide. These mini trucks are cool to slide too, dude. Can we hear it start up in a tiny rev from the outside? Definitely. I do have a header leak, so it's not going to sound like as deep and throaty from the exhaust, but I definitely will start it up and give it a rev. I used to have all right, let's see. Okay. I am definitely going to give it a little rev. And this is the teardrop cut exhaust that I did out of some spare tubing. I got a bunch of free tubing off of Facebook Marketplace and did my own custom exhaust with it, so I didn't have to pay for any piping, because fucking exhaust pipe is expensive, man. Borla Pro XS muffler, like I was saying, up under there. And let's get this light off, because my battery's getting low. I'll have to plug it in a second, folks, but I will get this little start up for you. All right, let's see if I can. I think right here would be a decent little spot. So like I said, remember, it's not going to be as as deep and throaty as it would be if the exhaust leak wasn't happening right at the header to the downpipe. But here we go. I'll give her a little start. All right, folks, so that's what she sounds like. She sounds real clean. She's not raspy like a straight pipe. She's not obnoxious like it would be with the glass pack or something like that. I have to give it to them. Borla makes really good mufflers. Whatever kind of packing that they use is really nice. We got the feds hitting the brakes over here. Look at them. Look at them Fed seniors over there. Trying to sit there, hit the brakes like they're gonna come and do something. Like I'm not allowed to film in America. Get the hell out of here. Let's see what we got in the comments. Hard body. Yeah, them hard bodies are sick. They look so good. No judgment. My 80SX Festiva has an exhaust made out of a galvanized fence post. Hey, that fence post is underrated. A lot of people don't know that is a really good route for doing a cheap exhaust system, you know. Galvanized fence post is good. Just definitely let it cook off the galvanization, you know, when you're not around it. You're gonna be wanting some damn milk. He needs some milk. Yeah, I've experienced that. Fucking new day, you know, first day on a job and they try to make you be the new guy and go weld a bunch of galvanized pipe. I know that fucking scenario. Let's see. Man, that sounds good. I appreciate you. It'll sound a lot better. Oh, I need to give it a rev, don't I? It'll sound a lot better whenever I get that header tightened up. You got a part number for the belt. I can get you a part number for the belt. I just got that belt the other day. That belt I had swapped out because my other one was cracking and I was just doing preventative maintenance. I got the higher end one. It was like $4 more for like a 3-year warranty versus a 1-year warranty. So I figured that would be the route to go. Let me make sure I'm not gonna die here. I got 4%. I'm gonna give it a little rev and I gotta get y'all in the cabin and get this phone charged up so I don't cut out on this live, okay? But we're gonna give her a little rev. All right, folks, I'm gonna get you in the cab so this phone don't die. What do you think about that exhaust tone? Does the exhaust tone sound good? Does it sound trashy? I think it's not bad for a daily. It's nice and quiet when you're just idling and doing just regular cruising, but when you're trying to get on it, she wakes up and it is a straight through muffler, folks. So it doesn't have any like, oh, what do you call them? Like baffles or whatever inside. It doesn't redirect the gas anywhere. It's just a straight through with a bunch of holes and packing around it like an old MagnaFlow, right? So I figured that would give me the best exhaust tone, and it does. Good on you for warming it up first. Definitely try to warm it up a little bit. Anytime I'm gonna give it a decent little rip, definitely try to. Let's see. Oh, that's mean as fuck. I appreciate it. Spitting. Got pulled over in Tucson for spitting flames. I need to buy my grandpa's 87 Chevy so I can do this. I want a drift truck now. Dude, drift trucks are where it's at. You should. Especially if it's your grandpa's. You should definitely try and get that. Keep it in the family. That would be sick. Real sentimental, you know? But I will get, Wesley, I will get a part number on that belt before too long for you. I got some folks over here checking out the truck, wishing they would have bought something that didn't run on electricity, right? I had to make sure that wasn't another Fed. All right, we're gonna get plugged in here. But I definitely will get that belt number for you. Let me see. You know what? I wonder if hold on. I might have that belt for you right here, bro. Let me see if I have it in my glove box. Because sometimes I will hang on to the, oh, know what? You know, I did throw it away. Now I recall. I did throw that belt away. But I think I took a picture, so I'll have to go back and I'll send you that part number for sure. Let's see. Let me get down in these comments, some of these newer ones, see if I miss anything. Sounds good for a 4-cylinder. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it sounds pretty good for a 4-cylinder, especially an OHV, right? Let's see. Now I definitely can't decide between a Flowmaster original 40 series or a Borla. It sounds so good. All I got now is MagnaFlow, single in, dual out muffler, and it gets quiet for me. Mine's a single in, single out. I think it's a 2.5 and 2.5. I like Flowmaster Series 40s. I'm real big on them, but I've had them on V8s and stuff like that. I think it would be in your best interest at their price point to just go with Borla. I got mine on Amazon. I got it like next day or 2-day shipping, and it was like $120, but it's all stainless steel. You got to keep that in mind. So I had to do band clamps, exhaust band clamps, stainless ones, to get it on my exhaust because I don't have a way to weld stainless. I can only do carbon steel. So that's something you have to factor in, but the band clamps hold up. They've never backed out, loosened up. I have no issues with them. I definitely recommend getting the Borla Pro XS. No regrets on that muffler. I'm so glad I spent the extra money and got it. What am I running for rear gears? Factory 373s with a mini spool. That's my rear diff setup. I ran the codes the other day from the glove box because I had someone asking, and it has 373s. Let's see. Damn Tesla owners, right? I tell you what. I don't like to judge folks on their choices in life, but you're driving an electric car. I'm gonna naturally judge you a little bit. Sorry on that one. Let's see. Thank you. You're welcome, Wesley. If you're saying thank you for giving it a rev or starting up giving a rev, you are welcome. Y'all go give them a like. I appreciate you saying go give them a like. I've only got 9 likes right now. I really appreciate it. I've been on the live for like over an hour, so all the likes I can get help. Definitely help a lot. Far out, hell yeah. Would you say it is louder or quieter than a Flowmaster or the same? Honestly, I would say it's going to be pretty close to the same, depending on what Flowmaster you have though. Is your Flowmaster like a true pass-through, like a straight pass-through, or does it have baffles where it redirects the gases inside to give it different exhaust notes? Because that's going to make a big difference, because mine only has packing with a straight through, so it is very close to a straight pipe. So I think that it would be, I feel like this would be a little bit louder than the MagnaFlow most likely, if I had to guess, assuming that yours has baffles in it. I'm gonna hit a text real quick, so if the video cuts out for a second, folks, I'm just doing a text real fast. Let me answer this comment. A 40 series single in dual out is what I want compared to your Borla. Okay. I think that would definitely sound really good for sure. I think it would definitely sound good having the dual out. I thought about having dual outs on mine. I just wanted I wanted simplicity. So I wanted the least amount of weight and piping on the back end of my truck. So I just went with a single out because I'm not going to have any restriction issues with my exhaust setup. But I definitely think that will sound good for sure, having the dual outs on a 40 series. You can't go wrong with the 40 series. And then they also have some that are fairly similar to a 40 series you could look into that's going to give it a little bit of a different tone and still, a fairly similar sound. Let's see. And I'm trying to think of who else. I mean, obviously, if you want to go loud, you could just get like a Cherry Bomber glass pack or like a Purple Horny. I've had Purple Hornies on my K5 Blazer. Those sound pretty good. They were I think they were 2 or 3 foot long. I think they're 24 inch, but those sound good as well. But I just really recommend, so on these 2.2 S10s, I've had them straight piped. I've had glass packs. I have had like a Series 40 style muffler. I don't remember. I can't remember if I had a Flowmaster or a MagnaFlow, but it was a very similar design. And out of all of the ones I've had resonators, and I've had some paired up in line, like a glass pack running into another muffler for a resonator type of setup. And I think I like this tone the best. And it also, factors in with what intake you have, because your induction growl is going to also add to your exhaust note. in a way, you know what I'm saying? So you have to keep that in mind as well. If you have a stock intake, it's not going to roar as good. Let's see, is it louder? Okay, that's the same. And then also, my motor's wakened up quite a bit, you know, with the bigger throttle body, the tuning. I'm spark advanced, lightweight flywheel. All those things, you know, really do make a difference with the sound and how it really performs at the higher RPMs in the power band, you know. Getting that crackle and stuff, you know, having it catless helps with that crackle. Sounds so good catless. And I don't care what nobody says, like, if with the world, with all the stuff in the world, like, running no cats is the last thing we got to worry about, right? But I'm not trying to throw bad advice out there for nobody. Take that with a grain of salt. Don't be out here just taking your cats off your rig and blame it on me. You're getting in trouble, right? You know, do that on your own accordance. But let me, like I was saying a minute ago, let me tap in on this text. And so if the video cuts out for a second, that's why. But I'll be right back, like, just momentarily. All right. His girl's like, get the fuck home. No, she is. So she is doing night shift. We have different schedules as far as working and stuff. And I am just kind of, my schedule's thrown off right now. Just kind of figured I'd make it live. And so, yeah, she's wondering, because I'm normally pretty quick about responding with the texting. Yeah, so the old lady's like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, you know how it is, folks. Anyone in a relationship understands that, you know, their significant other's not answering right away, and you know that they have the ability to. Yeah, y'all get it. I'm just feeling the vibes, man. It feels nice, you know, having a little bit of an audience in the chat that's responsive and, you know, just kind of giving some feedback. I really appreciate it, you know, and the likes. I got 9 likes already. You know, that definitely helps out the channel a lot more than some of you guys think. Any like, subscribe, and comment motivates me. It helps push my channel towards more people like your guys' selves that, you know, may be interested in this stuff or will just want to shoot the shit and chat. Right? Yeah. Yeah, y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is in a relationship. It goes both ways, though. You know, it takes 2 to tango. Takes 2 to tango. I'm going to run myself out of gas. I need to be careful, folks. I need to get it together and either go get some gas or turn my truck off. I'm tripping. Let me roll up the window. I'll probably cut my truck off here in a sec. Let's see. Get this heat. Let's get this heat blaring. Let's bake a turkey in this oven real quick. Tell you what, these little regular cabs will cook you out of here like so fast. Get your views up. Yeah, I definitely will get my views up eventually. It's gonna happen. It's a slow process. Hopefully, it doesn't take too long to, you know, get to like 1,000 followers or more and get monetized where I'm actually putting out some better videos. I can do some more product reviews, and I really want to, you know, start doing like some giveaways and stuff. I think that would be kind of sick once I kind of get up there a little bit to where maybe I'm making some like affiliate money. I like to kind of give back to some folks and try and like hook up the budget build guys. Maybe someone like if they're in high school or something, or you know, just trying to do a cheap budget build, like hook them up with a sick part, you know, that I have on my truck or whatever it may be. I think that'd be kind of cool in the near future to do. I definitely want to be real in tune with the people watching the content and try and, you know, just gather on what people are interested in, you know. And everybody, you know, I appreciate everybody that is, you know, tagging along with good vibes and not just sitting there being like, oh, V8 swap it, or oh, you know, it's a piece of truck, get a real truck, or whatever, piece of crap truck. Like, I appreciate y'all, because there's so many bad vibes out there with folks that just are so biased with their opinions, and they're not even that good of an opinion to begin with. And it's like, come on, it ruins the car culture. So W chat for all the good vibes in here. I really appreciate y'all. What town you in? I'll see if I can find an open station. I am over in Portland. I think I'm over in Milwaukee probably area right now, I'm assuming. I could go up to the VP Fuels here in a bit. That is a spot that I get gas in the middle of the night. They're open 24 hours, so I may end up going to them. That may be the move. Let's see. TikTok and Instagram are good places to go live and get more people to watch your videos. Definitely. I am trying to build up my channel. I just started my TikTok just like 2 days ago, and it's only got like maybe like 160, 170 subscribers or followers, I should say. So it's slowly getting up there. It's slowly gaining traction. I'm going to be doing lives on there once I'm able to. If I'm not mistaken, I think I have to have like 1,000 followers in order to go live. So once that happens, definitely going to be doing content on there. I have an old Instagram, like I mentioned before. I got to tap back in on that and update it, new pictures, even hop on there. I don't mess with Instagram, so I don't even know like the platform, like what it even looks like nowadays, to be real with you. But I will get on there and take that advice and do that. I need to hop back on Facebook and start doing, you know, some kind of creative creators program with them. I think that would be pretty sick as well. Let's see. Right? Like, wah, it really does ruin the car culture. Dude, it does. We got S10 Extreme says, exactly, bro. What's the TikTok? The TikTok, oh, I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm pretty sure it's Jesse Nunley. It should be the green S10. I have to double check. I should have that on the top of my head. I need to get that down, make sure I know all my account names so I could just drop it, you know, let you guys know in the chat. But yes, you will. I'm pretty sure if you type in Jesse Nunley, it should pull up the green S10. I think it's the same picture or similar picture is on here. And follow me on there. Much appreciated. Chevron is open. Okay, I may go hit that Chevron for sure. Hopefully they're open. It's annoying because a lot of the websites, they are like not updated since COVID, like years ago or whatever. So it'll say 24 hours and they close at 11. And it's just like you go to pull up, you know. It's like, what the hell? You trying to pump and it won't work? Frustrating, dude. The spot, you know, where I came from, like a lot of the gas stations were open 24 hours, the majority. Like you never had an issue with pulling up to 4 gas stations in a row and none of them being open, right? It's kind of absurd, but, you know, to save a little bit of money on labor, right? It's kind of expensive to pay people's wages. So I get it with corporate greed and shit nowadays. Already following. I appreciate you already following that. Hey, that means a lot, bro. That means a lot. Definitely late in the game with doing the content creation. I should have done this years ago. I've had so many cool builds, budget builds, I should say. No like top tier stuff, like big money stuff, nothing like that. But I had some good, interesting builds that would have been great content. But, you know, it's better late than never in life. And so here we are with this build. And I think it's in a pretty good stage with where it's at to where I can bring y'all fun enough content, you know, and take you along with the process of where the truck's going to go, because it's not going in the direction like everybody else. This ain't going to be like, oh, I'm giving up on this, guys. I'm doing a LS swap. Like, that's not going to happen. I am not LS swapping this truck. This is not getting a V8. And I will never even put a 4.3 in here. I love them, but I'm not going to. This is going to strictly be a 2.2 build forever. And it is the daily. For the folks that didn't know, this is the daily. Here's a dark joke about these trucks. Someone passes you off. Boom, turn off the airbags. That is right. That is right. Yeah, someone does upset you. One of the buddies is talking a little too much shit in your cab. Yeah, you pull your key out the ignition and turn that passenger airbag off real quick, right? My passenger airbag, sadly, it has the switch kind of fell apart. So I took the sucker out of there. I honestly need to take the airbag out itself to get the 2-3 pounds it is, whatever, out of the dash. Because I'm kind of big on weight reduction. But I'm going to end up putting a little panel here, or possibly here. I didn't drill that hole, by the way, folks. It was already like that from the previous owner. For my water sprayer, I want to do a tire sprayer for water. So when I'm in the dry, you know, I'm getting less tire wear. I think that'd be kind of sick. So stay tuned for that. That will be happening. I like that dark humor about the airbag. That is very funny. Very funny. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I really want to go on a cruise and burn some more rubber. I'm really trying to be smart with my front tires, folks. I need to get it together and get some new tires thrown on those rims. I can always throw these spares on, right? Like, say if I have a flat, I can throw the spares on. The only issue though is these spares are cooked. This one isn't too bad, I don't think, hopefully it ain't gonna stab me nowhere. That one's not too bad, but like, we're showing wires over here, folks. So it's like, I don't know. The spares aren't sparing as good as they could be, you know? Emergency use only. And plus, I'm really not trying to throw a fucking wheel up on tonight if I can help it. I really need to polish up these wheels, folks, on this side. It looks so good once I get them to that almost like a chrome finish. But I had hit those with like a 600 grit, then like 1,000, 2,000, 2,500. I did like a 3 or 4 stage sand and then a mother's polish, all by hand. On the other side, of course, not this side. But it's going to look pretty good. Eventually, I wouldn't mind stripping the black out of the inside, but you guys know how that shit goes. That's a pain in the ass to do. You could do it with like chemical stripper and stuff like that, but you have to worry about ruining the aluminum finish with the chemical reaction. So I don't know if I'm going to ever get around to doing that. I probably won't. But they look real sick when they're cleaned up, I tell you what. Real good. What are y'all thinking, though? Gosh, I love just this look, this body line here at the fender, how just tiny it is. Oh, it just looks so good. Just the last real mini truck, you know, that GM made, man. I can't wait to paint this this hood vent, folks. It's gonna look so good once it's paint matched. It's gonna blend in real good. Let's see what you folks are saying. It's get chilly. Let's see. All right. I know it's getting late, folks. I got some stuff I got to take care of. Got the old lady blowing the phone up, which is all right. And so I'm going to cut you guys loose. I'm going to be bringing some more drift content here very soon with a tripod outside the cab and then the suction mount inside the cab. And hopefully I can hop on CapCut or some kind of editing app and try and, you know, splice the clips together to where it is good for the viewer to watch. If I get too impatient with it, I might just kind of do uncut videos, not mashed up together, just to get some content pushed out to you guys sooner than later. We'll kind of play it by ear, see how that goes. Bro, the gold rims look so amazing. I appreciate that. Yeah, the gold rims look really good. They're a lot of fun. I remember having so many looks when I had those on the truck. And believe it or not, 9 times out of 10, it was old people complimenting those wheels. And then out of that percentage, it was mostly old ladies, bro. You wouldn't believe how many like 60, 70-year-old ladies come up to me. I love those rims on your truck. They're so cute. They look so good. Or like, you know, I have people like, is that a mini truck? Like, you know, like, I like your wheels. Yeah, they look sick, man. I appreciate that comment. Appreciate it a lot. I'm thinking about, so one of them's cooked, right? The inside bead or whatever is totally ruined from having to ride it out that day. I'm thinking about buying another set. You buy them individually, so I technically could just buy one if I wanted to. But I am thinking of buying like maybe 2, so I have a full set again, and then like a spare, so I have like 5, and then and then I'll have a set of 4 of these, right? But it's just kind of debatable what look I want to go for, because I like the super wide look and how it handles, but I also like, you know, these aluminum wheels. They look almost like BBSs, so they're kind of sick. Not quite sure what I'm going to end up sticking with. Saw headlights for a second. I thought that was like a cop pulling up behind me, gonna give me some trouble or something, but it wasn't, luckily. They look amazing. Beautiful rims. GM need to bring back the S10 Sonoma. I know, man, I know. They need to bring back the S10 Sonoma for sure. It's sickening that hasn't even been a thing, you know, in all these years. But the thing is if they brought one out, they would probably fuck it up. They would find a way to do some bullshit that nobody would want, right? Like, it would come out like a Honda Ridgeline. I'm not talking trash on Honda. I love Hondas, but I hate Ridgelines. It would come out like a damn Ridgeline or something stupid, you know, or they're going to try and get a look off the Cybertruck or something. They would ruin it. Just like the Trailblazer. They ruined the Blazer. You know, they had all the opportunity in the world to fix the Blazer, and they just kept screwing it up and screwing it up. So maybe it's a blessing that they leave the S10 alone and not shit on the name of it, right? I feel like that at this point, they might be, you know, it might be a disgrace to the S10 name if they came out with another one, honestly. Unless they really had some smart engineers that gave a shit besides just money, then, there is potential. Let's see. But anyways, folks, I'm going to cut y'all loose because I am filming this on my phone and I'm not quite sure where I'm at. So I'm going to have to GPS back to my apartment, take care of some business. I might hop back on live here later depending on how I'm feeling, depending on what I got going on. But let me answer this comment before I hop off because I want to make sure I answer any comment before I hop off. I don't like to leave folks hanging because that's not the type of guy I am. If it ever happens, it's never going to be intentional. But let's see what this comment says. I'm a peace out. Have a good night, Jesse. Be safe, brother. Keep up the good content. I appreciate you, Mitchell Wallace. Thank you for staying for so long watching. I really appreciate you. Thanks for giving me tips on where to put the suction mount on the door to get the shots of the front wheels when I'm sliding. I hope you enjoyed any of this content that I put out tonight. You take care and have a good day tomorrow at work. Let's see. Probably be way oversized. Being remade considering the new Ranger is the same size as my 93 F-150. That is right. Sadly, they have to go with those emissions laws to where, I'm not quite sure how they factor it all, but I think it goes by like weight and how much emissions it puts out or whatever. And so like they make the oversized trucks to account for that, right? Stupid. You are right. If they did make another S10, it would be way too big. It would basically be like an old school full size. You are definitely correct with that. They definitely would butcher that. It would be way too big. And it wouldn't even, I doubt it would resemble anything like an S10, even if they did. They would definitely butcher up the look of it like the damn Trailblazer. They'd probably just cut the back of the Trailblazer off and do a setup like that, right? They would do some janky shit like that and just try to pass it off as a new vehicle. I don't have faith with any new car companies nowadays, man. And that's just a very biased opinion of mine, but I just don't think anything new is that cool. I mean, yeah, you got like, your mid-engine, like your Corvettes and stuff that are coming out now. It's like supercars. That shit's cool. But who has money for that, right? Only some folks do. Let's see. But anyways, folks, I answered all the comments that I saw. I'm going to let you guys go. I know people are heading out. It's really late. It's 2 in the morning. I hope you guys take care, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.